What it do, what it do, what it do. Look like Trump losing his core base. All of that stuff coming out. And all the people, please don't come over here to on this live or my next one talking about there ain't no evidence against Trump. Use a lie. Use a lie. There's plenty evidence. It's rising up against Trump and his partners. But on this, yes, Lord, I'm ready for my eye mask. I'm trying a different one this tonight. Lutein eye mask gives eyes a spa. I am ready. Let's listen, y'all. Let's come on in. I just set this up not long ago. I'm not going to hold it up. Let's talk about it. And there is a press conference following this one about baby girl.
Breaking news in the search for Melodee Buzzard, the 9-year-old California girl who has been missing for more than 2 months now. A source telling NBC News. We have breaking news in the search for Melodee Buzzard, the 9-year-old California girl who has been missing for more than 2 months now. A source telling NBC News that her body has been found. Earlier today, police took Melodee's mother into custody at her home in Santa Barbara County. Right? NBC's Dana Griffin joins us now with the latest. Dana, our affiliate KSBY is reporting that
when I covered it earlier, we knew her mama wasn't talking right or wasn't acting right.
Has been found.
Right?
Earlier today, police took Melodee's mother into custody at her home in Santa Barbara County. NBC's Dana Griffin joins us now with the latest. Dana, our affiliate KSBY is reporting that officers had to pry open the door to Ashley Buzzard's house. What are we learning? And remind viewers of the details of this case.
Yeah, so Ellison, I just got an update from...
that her body has been found. Earlier today, police took Melodee's mother into custody at her home in Santa Barbara County.
This heifer knew her spirits wasn't right. Knew it. Knew it. Thought she had put her in a trafficking ring. Her mama. This is why I be trying to tell people when they be like, oh, that's your mama. Your mama. All mamas ain't right. Out of here. All of them ain't right. This don't make no sense to me. And her mama helped to take her own child out. Why?
In Santa Barbara County. NBC's Dana Griffin joins us now with the latest. Dana, our affiliate KSBY is reporting that officers had to pry open the door to Ashley Buzzard's house. What are we learning? And remind viewers of the details of this case.
Yeah, so Ellison, I just got an update from our investigative reporter, Andy Blankstein. He can confirm, based on a law enforcement source familiar with this investigation, that 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard's body was found earlier this month, found out of state. Now, this is very shocking, and the news that a lot of people have been waiting to hear, because it's been several months since she went missing. She was last seen October 9th. We've seen the surveillance. That 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard's body was found earlier this month, found out of state. Now, this is very shocking, and the news that a lot of people have been waiting to hear, because it's been several months since she went missing. She was last seen October 9th. We've seen the surveillance video showing the mom and daughter. This was at a California car rental counter where they were both donning fake wigs. Video taken by neighbors this morning at around 7:45 showed Ashley Buzzard being taken in handcuffs, led away by officers. The neighbors there describing it as quick and quiet. Now, investigators say they expect to get more details on this case later today, and they say that they have a, quote, major development in this investigation. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office has been investigating this since October. Melodee, as I mentioned, has been last seen October 9th while on a 3-day road trip with her mother. No one knew where she was. The mom came back. Melodee was nowhere to be found. Ashley, the mom, the 40-year-old mother, she was actually arrested in November for false imprisonment charges. Well, a judge later dropped those charges for insufficient evidence. And so here she is rearrested just a couple of days before Christmas. And we hope to learn more information about Melodee, her 9-year-old daughter's death and disappearance. Ellison?
And it may be too early, Dana, to know if she is being cooperative with authorities now, but in the past, did police say she was cooperating when this was a missing persons case?
No, they say she was actually uncooperative. So it'll be interesting to see, how did they come to this conclusion? How were they able to find her body? Were they tipped off by a family friend? Did she finally cooperate? Those are all details that we hope to learn at this 2 p.m. press conference. That's going to happen at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
I know,
and
right?
We will be there, and we'll hopefully get some new updates, and we'll be across it.
Right.
Ellison?
NBC's Dana Griffin on that breaking news in LA. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on
Let's go to the press conference, y'all. Dang shame. Can't even trust your own mama.
A simple look from another mom that said, "I know, and I wasn't alone anymore."
Where do the leading American industrial
Ain't
companies
trust your
go to
own
promote their
dang mama.
business, find new customers, and expand their own supply?
Well, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today. I am Santa Barbara County Sheriff Coroner Bill Brown, and today I am deeply saddened to report to you that the body of Melodee Buzzard, the 9-year-old child who went missing from the Lompoc area in October of this year, has been found in a rural area outside of Canesville in Wayne County, Utah. And that this morning at approximately 7:51 a.m., members of our Sheriff's Office and the FBI arrested her mother, Ashley Lynn Buzzard, for her murder. Maternal filicide is rare and always difficult to comprehend. But this level of criminal activity is particularly shocking given the calculated, cold-blooded, and
Why would you kill your
criminally
own child?
sophisticated premeditation and heartlessness that went into planning it, and the ruthlessness that went into actually committing the crime. We have recovered a significant amount of evidence that clearly indicates that this heinous crime was committed by Ashley Buzzard, Melodee's mother, and the very person upon who she relied upon and trusted the most in this world. From the moment this case was reported, our detectives pursued every lead with determination, with urgency, and with compassion. Our investigators and those of our allied agencies worked simultaneously on multiple fronts, some maintaining around-the-clock surveillance of Ashley Buzzard, while others focused on the painstaking collection, analysis, and verification of physical, digital, and forensic evidence. That sustained effort was critical in bringing this case to where it stands today. Throughout this investigation, our detectives faced deliberate efforts to prevent them from finding Melodee and uncovering the truth. Despite those attempts, their focus never wavered. They remained disciplined, methodical, and relentless in their pursuit of the facts. Whenever obstacles were placed in their path, they overcame them. When cooperation was withheld, they relied on the evidence. Their commitment did not falter, and their determination did not fade. They followed the facts wherever they led, and that ultimately is what brought clarity and resolution to this case. Now I'm going to go over a timeline of the major developments in this case. Before I do that, though, and before I walk through it, I want to thank in particular, and we'll go into some further detail of our allied agencies that helped us, but two in particular that I want to recognize at the start of this, and that is the Federal Bureau of Investigation which has been with us throughout the investigation and has helped us not only in our regional area, but also out of state. And I particularly want to thank Sheriff Micah Gully and the members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Wayne County, Utah, and every other agency that assisted us with their partnership, their professionalism, and for their commitment to this case. This level of coordination among jurisdictions was essential, it was superb, and we are grateful for the support provided at every stage. And while this remains an active criminal case and certain details are still being investigated and cannot be disclosed at this time, I can share with you now a timeline outlining the major investigative milestones. October 14th, 2005. A school administrator reported Melodee's prolonged absence from school. Deputies responded to the family's residence in Lompoc, where her mother, Ashley Buzzard, was contacted. Melodee was not at the residence, and Ashley provided no verifiable explanation for Melodee's whereabouts. October 15th, 2025. Detectives served a search warrant at the Buzzard residence in the 500 block of Mars Avenue in the Lompoc area, looking for evidence pertaining to Melodee's whereabouts. Subsequent to the search warrant, it was determined that Ashley had recently rented a car, and video surveillance images were obtained showing Ashley and Melodee at the rental car office. Both of them wearing wigs in an apparent attempt to conceal their identity. These images were shared with the public on October the 22nd in an attempt to obtain additional information about their whereabouts. On October 24th, 2025, detectives shared an updated timeline and travel route with the public of Melodee's last known movements along a multi-state round-trip travel route that included California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, and Nebraska, with a return route including Kansas, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and then back to California.
What do you mean, Jeff Gordon?
That along this trip, Ashley switched the license plates on the vehicle she had rented to a New York
Merry Christmas
plate,
to you and your family as well.
and found out that she
What you
would
mean,
back
Jeff
her
Gordon?
vehicle into gas stations in an apparent attempt to avoid detection by their surveillance cameras. Melodee was last seen on video surveillance with
Thank you,
Ashley
Lady Love, for the
on
Sunday.
the Colorado side of the Colorado-Utah border on Thursday, October 9th, 2025. And detectives now believe that Melodee was murdered shortly after that stop.
Oh, wow. When? Hold on.
That included California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, and Nebraska, with a return route including Kansas, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and then back to California. Detectives learned that along this trip, Ashley switched the license plates on the vehicle she had rented to a New York plate, and found out that she would back her vehicle into gas stations in an apparent attempt to avoid detection by their surveillance cameras. Melodee was last seen on video surveillance with Ashley on the Colorado side of the Colorado-Utah border on Thursday, October 9th, 2025. And detectives now believe that Melodee was murdered shortly after that stop. On October the 30th, sheriff's detectives, along with the FBI evidence response team, responded and served follow-up search warrants at the home of Ashley Buzzard, as well as for a storage locker that she had rented, and upon the car that she had recently rented as well. During the search of the Mars Avenue residence, an expended cartridge case was recovered. During the search of the vehicle, a live round of similar ammunition was located. Detectives submitted the expended cartridge case to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for inclusion in their national database called NIBIN, the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network. December the 6th, 2025, members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Utah responded to a call from a man and a woman who were taking photos just off the 3300 block of East State Route 24 in a remote part of Wayne County, Utah.
What
This
happened
couple
to
had
the
discovered the decomposed body.
Melodee Buzzard? Hey, y'all, please double tap the face of your phone if you're listening in on your phone. If you're on your computer, please hit the three dots at the top right. It's 268 people listening in, and only 10 people have said thank you for bringing us the story. Simplest way to say thank you is to hit double tap the face of your phone that you're listening in on, and it's just saying thank you, AunTeaFee, for bringing us the story. Now, Melodee Buzzard have been missing. She's 9 years old. She was 9 years old. She had been missing since, I think, September, October. Her mom did not want to comply with the questioning. She was arrested at one point, and then they let her go, and then now they just found her body. And her mom was arrested today. Can I get y'all to double tap your phone or hit the three dots at the top right on your computer?
Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for inclusion in their national database called NIBIN, the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network. December the 6th, 2025, members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Utah responded to a call from a man and a woman who were taking photos just off the 3300 block of East State Route 24 in a remote part of Wayne County, Utah. This couple had discovered the decomposed body of a deceased person off of the side adjacent to West Caneville Road. On December 8th, 2025, a member of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office notified the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office of the discovery of the unidentified found body. Although immediate identification of the deceased person was not possible, it was apparent that the decedent was a female who had died from gunshot wounds to the head. December 17th, 2025.
She shot her in the
Bureau of Alcohol,
head.
Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives examination of cartridge cases found at the Utah crime scene.
Why would you shoot your...
Off of the side adjacent to West Caneville Road. On December 8th, 2025, a member of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office notified the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office of the discovery of the unidentified found body. Although immediate identification of the deceased person was not possible, it was apparent that the decedent was a female who had died from gunshot wounds to the head. December 17th, 2025, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives examination of cartridge cases found at the Utah crime scene resulted in a NIBIN hit, linking them to the single cartridge case that was found at the Buzzard residence.
This is where I talk about what I liked in my first box. If I hadn't already been using them since the beginning of the year,
I agree, Monty.
On December 22nd, yesterday, the FBI Crime Lab notified our agency that DNA analysis had determined that the remains found in Utah were a familial DNA match to Ashley Buzzard. Today, December 23rd, 2025, members of the Santa Barbara
DLS, he
Sheriff's
lost
Office and
you.
the FBI served search and arrest warrants at the Mars Avenue residence and arrested Ashley Lynn Buzzard for the murder of Melodee Buzzard.
Oh, it's stuff there.
Ashley was
It
taken
should have
into
came out
custody
years
without
ago.
incident, and she was booked at the Northern Branch Jail for first-degree murder, where she is currently being held without bail. While these developments represent important steps towards holding Ashley Buzzard accountable for the murder of her daughter,
DLS, are you slow? Don't you see colons after that? That means I'm covering more than one story, dumbass. Get your dumb ass out of here. Man, y'all can't read. Don't you see a colon? Look before you speak, dummy. Pablo, yeah, he planning something. I'm telling you, he was planning to do away with the people. Hey, mysterious eyes.
the profound loss that we are
Listen.
determined that the remains found in Utah were a
Thank you for the floating hearts and the makeup
to
brushes.
Ashley Buzzard. Today, December 23rd, 2025, members of the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office and the FBI served search and arrest warrants at the Mars Avenue residence and arrested Ashley Lynn Buzzard for the murder of Melodee Buzzard. Ashley was taken into custody without incident, and she was booked at the Northern Branch Jail for first-degree murder, where she is currently being held without bail. While these developments represent important steps towards holding Ashley Buzzard accountable for the murder of her daughter, they do not diminish the profound loss that we are acknowledging today. Because this case is now moving through the court system, there are limits on what additional detail we can share publicly at this time. At this point, I'm going to ask Lieutenant Chris Gottschall to recognize the personnel and agencies whose work in our region was instrumental in this investigation.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. This case required an extraordinary level of coordination and commitment amongst all agencies. I want to specifically recognize the detectives who tirelessly worked from the very beginning, including lead detective Joe Oliver, Detective Ruben Esparza, Detective Matt Maxwell, Detective Cliff
I don't know if you was here back a couple of months ago when I did the live about the little girl Melodee that was missing. They found her body today. Her mom was arrested.
Contributed countless hours to this effort. I'd also like to acknowledge our allied agencies whose cooperation and assistance were essential to advancing this
investigation. Can you please hit the like button? I greatly appreciate it.
A special thanks to our Santa Maria resident agency of the FBI, Supervisory Senior Resident Agent Mike Rusev, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the California Department of Justice.
I wonder what she pimping this girl out.
District Attorney's Office, Santa Barbara County Child Welfare Services, the Lompoc Unified School District, and Santa Barbara
Utah in there, y'all. 9 years old. Come on.
At this time, I would like to invite Special Agent in Charge Patrick Grandy, executive from the FBI Los Angeles Field Office, to speak about the FBI's key role in supporting this investigation.
Good afternoon. My name is Patrick Grandy.
A lot of agencies involved, wasn't it? Hold on.
Detective Thomas Brownlee and Sergeant Jeff McDonald, along with numerous investigators, sheriff's deputies, professional staff, and support personnel who contribute countless hours to this effort. I'd also like to acknowledge our allied agencies whose cooperation and assistance were essential to advancing this investigation across multiple jurisdictions. A special thanks to our Santa Maria resident agency of the FBI, Supervisory Senior Resident Agent Mike Rusev, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the California Department of Justice.
So when I get an order from
How Major Fuller?
it makes me so happy because it's like one less thing that I have to think about. He's like,
The Santa Barbara County District Attorney's Office, Santa Barbara County Child Welfare Services, the Lompoc Unified School District, and Santa Barbara County Search and Rescue. At this time, I would like to invite Special Agent in Charge Patrick Grandy, executive from the FBI Los Angeles Field Office, to speak about the FBI's key role in supporting this investigation.
Good afternoon. My name is Patrick Grandy. I'm a special agent in charge with the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office. Various FBI field offices in multiple states devoted resources to this investigation, and I can confidently speak on behalf of all FBI employees when I say that our collective hearts are broken as a result of this senseless outcome. The agents in our Santa Maria office, just north of here, worked tirelessly for the past couple of months with the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office, and this has no doubt affected them as well personally. We were all hoping to find Melodee alive, as you undoubtedly were as well. That said, the FBI will continue to provide resources to the County of Santa Barbara as they pursue justice for Melodee, whether that be laboratory services, running down leads in other states, or other investigative assets. As I mentioned, this investigation spanned multiple states. FBI field offices in Denver, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Omaha, Salt Lake City, San Diego, and San Francisco, as well as numerous other local partners provided resources. In particular, as the sheriff mentioned, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department in Utah and their medical examiner for their dedication to Melodee's remains once they were found. Thank you in advance for bearing with me, as I would like to recognize the following agencies that also played a significant role in this investigation as or other investigative assets. As I mentioned, this investigation spanned multiple states. FBI field offices in Denver, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Omaha, Salt Lake City, San Diego, and San Francisco, as well as numerous other local partners provided resources. In particular, as the sheriff mentioned, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department in Utah and their medical examiner for their dedication to Melodee's remains once they were found. Thank you in advance for bearing with me, as I would like to recognize the following agencies that also played a significant role in this investigation.
They was looking for that
As the sheriff
baby.
mentioned, it was quite extensive. From the state of Colorado, the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, Colorado Department of Transportation, Colorado State Police, Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Grand Junction, Colorado Police Department, Gunnison Police Department, Gunnison Sheriff's Office, Salida Police Department. From the state of Nebraska, the Nebraska State Police. From the state of Utah, the Paiute County Sheriff's Office, St. George Police Department, the Utah State Bureau of Investigation, and the Utah Department of Public Safety. Lastly, I'd like to recognize the media for reporting on this story continuously, and for members of the public
Surprise
who called in
Cosmic
tips.
Clinton Obama
We
Memorial.
continue to urge anyone with information about Melodee's murder to contact law enforcement. Thank you, and I'll turn.
A surprise Cosmic. Now, why would you come in here lying? Obama's name is nowhere in none of this mess. None of it. So why would you mention Obama? There was a Barack, but he was the prime minister of Israel. You know, the pro-Israel people. You know, the Zionists. Yeah, so listen, please don't come in here lying about Obama. Clinton name, yes. Obama, no. Yeah. Remember, he's spotless. Obama is spotless. He don't have not one spot on him. Yeah, the first black president is spotless. He came in spotless and he left spotless. And guess what? He's still spotless. Now you take your ratchet ass on somewhere and go be mad at the people who have violated kids and shit. Don't come over here making excuses for no PDFer. Don't come over here making excuses for no mother, father, kinfolk, church leader, anybody who is okay with victimizing innocent people and kids. Okay? Stop coming over here lying. Yeah, stick to the truth. Stick to the truth. Yeah, he's spotless. Yeah. That's why we chosen like a motherfucker. We chosen. And y'all mad. Y'all mad. Now, let's be clear. You black too. It's 50 shades of brown. Starting with bronze, as it says in the Bible. Yeah. But, you know, y'all just way down there on the brown totem pole. But you're still in there, though, because y'all came from us. Yeah. So don't be trying to put us in this tangled web of nasty old men. Because Barack Obama, he not in there. He's spotless. Yeah, he clean as a whistle, baby. Ha! Blow that whistle. He clean as a whistle. Now, hit the like button before I put your ass out. Yeah, because I'm going to put you out anyway if you mess around and say anything out of order after I just spanked your ass. Do you have anything to say? Jazzy Smith, Donica Blowiski. Absolutely. Surprise Cosmics. Yeah, okay, let me go so I can resume where I was before you came in here and tried to incorporate a clean man and all this dirty shit. How dare you? You better tread lightly and hit the like button.
Once they were found.
Let me back this up for y'all. Cosmic thought he caught him one and got caught himself.
Affected them as well personally. We were all hoping to find Melodee alive, as you undoubtedly were as well. That said, the FBI will continue to provide resources to the County of Santa Barbara as they pursue justice for Melodee.
Absolutely, Monty.
Whether that be laboratory services, running down leads in other states,
absolutely,
or other investigative assets. As I mentioned, this investigation spanned multiple states. FBI field offices in Denver, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Omaha, Salt Lake City, San Diego, and San Francisco, as well as numerous other local partners provided resources. In particular, as the sheriff mentioned, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department in Utah and their medical examiner for their dedication to Melodee's remains once they were found. Thank you in advance for bearing with me, as I would like to recognize the following agencies that also played a significant role in this investigation. As the sheriff mentioned, it was quite extensive.
Oh, Jeff, I got a life. Jeff, I got a good life. What about you? Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Y'all need to redirect y'all anger. Be mad at the man who's taking advantage of innocent kids. Be mad at the man who's coming up in all these files. What you come over here mad at me talking about get a life, lady? Yeah, get off the pervert's dick. Yeah, get off his dick. Yeah. Y'all killing me. Y'all male booty lovers, get your ass on. Yeah, yeah. Stop letting them play in y'all butt. Yeah, I'm not fooled. And neither should you be. I get a life. Yeah, you better get you a new rear end and stop letting these men play in your beep. Yeah. Absolutely. Now, every time you come in to deflect, I'm going to push you back a little bit. Let's go.
Provided resources. In particular, as the sheriff mentioned, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department in Utah and their medical examiner for their dedication to Melodee's remains once they were found. Thank you in advance for bearing with me, as I would like to recognize the following agencies that also played a significant role in this investigation. As the sheriff mentioned, it was quite extensive. From the state of Colorado, the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation.
The holidays are here and you've got places to go.
All good road trips start here. Make sure it's road ready.
Book your road.
Colorado Department of Transportation, Colorado State Police, Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Grand Junction, Colorado Police Department, Gunnison Police Department, Gunnison Sheriff's Office, Salida Police Department. From the state of Nebraska, the Nebraska State Police. From the state of Utah, the Paiute County Sheriff's Office, St. George Police Department, the Utah State Bureau of Investigation, and the Utah Department of Public Safety. Lastly, I'd like to recognize the media.
Oh, he clean, Kim. He very clean. Ask Trump, he know it. If he was dirty, one thing is for sure. Trump would have mentioned Obama before he mentioned Clinton. If Barack Obama, was dirty. Y'all better wake up. Now, I will tell you this. There is a Barack. Yeah. What is it? Musa Murad or whatever his name is. He's from Israel. Yeah, he was the Israel prime minister that was replaced by Bibi Netanyahu. But it was not Barack Obama. No, you get your facts straight, little simple Sally. Yeah, silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. There was a Barack, but it was not Obama. Absolutely, he clean. Ask Trump. He would love to include Barack Obama, but he can't. Why? Because he clean. He cleaner than he would ever be. That's why he hated. Yeah, and if you do enough research, you'll find that article where, what's his name? Trumpetta praised black people in their educational smartness. He understands that a lot of shit you enjoy today was created by black people. Yeah. Now you go do your research, you smart dumbass. Now get your ass on up out of here. You're not welcome to be here with your dumb ass. Get educated first. Who else is next? Yeah, I don't understand blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to hide your ass too until you know how to speak English. Yeah. Who else dumbass I got up in here? What you got to say? Andrew, okay. Yes, he is a PDFer. Okay, Christy, get your dumb ass on up out of here too. Y'all mad because y'all lover, y'all homie lover friend is a PDFer. Yeah, don't be mad at me because you fell in love with the Kool-Aid and you're a part of a cult. You welcome, Kunza. Don't be mad at me because you in love with the Kool-Aid. Huh? Yeah, don't be mad at me. Your mama and your daddy should have taught you better, but I'm sure they pimped your ass out too. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at them, baby. I'm sure this little girl mama was trying to pimp her. She was on her way to Utah. I'm sure she was trying to be a part of the elite. Let's be clear. Yeah, I'm sure she was allegedly trying to get What you mean, you next? Life with Kate. What you mean, you next? You need a treatment too? Yeah. I'm sure she was trying to get her to the elite so she could spread her around and pimp her own daughter. And her daughter probably did not cooperate. Absolutely, Sasha. And they just mad because we great and we chosen. And they couldn't do half the shit they doing today had they not been stealing people, stealing ideas. Yes, yeah, whitewashing. Shit. Now you better go play with somewhere safe because this ain't it. Not tonight. Not tonight. All this shit coming out. The truth is finally coming out. Victims are being vindicated, and you wants to bring your retarded butt over here and play with the bee. I'ma sting your ass. I'ma sting you. You gonna have all type of webs and warts and shit on your body fucking with me tonight. Yeah. Shout out to the victims. And I hope this child mother never sees the light of day. Now anybody else need a treatment? Hey, Janet, you remember when I covered Melodee Buzzard, missing little 9-year-old? Her body has been found. Her mom was rearrested. And these people coming over here wanting to play with me. I don't know why. Yes, I'm gonna get on Trump's ass too. Yeah, he likes certain type of girls. And I'm just saying, who is Russell Brand? His ass done got rearrested. Yeah, more charges. I'm sick of these PDFers. Expose them all. And I do mean all, male and female, black and white. But you not finna make Barack Obama dirty because your favorite cult leader is President Obama's clean as a whistle, baby. You can blow hard as you want to. It ain't shit gonna fall out. Because he clean. You understand? Because he clean. And let's go.
Police, Fremont these remains once they were found. Thank you in advance for bearing with me, as I would like to recognize the following agencies that also played a significant role in this investigation. As the sheriff mentioned, it was quite extensive. From the state of Colorado, the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, Colorado Department of Transportation, Colorado State Police, Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Grand Junction, Colorado Police Department, Gunnison Police Department, Gunnison Sheriff's Office, Salida Police Department. From the state of Nebraska, the Nebraska State Police. From the state of Utah, the Paiute County Sheriff's Office, St. George Police Department, the Utah State Bureau of Investigation, and the Utah Department of Public Safety. Lastly, I'd like to recognize the media for reporting on this story continuously, and for members of the public who called in tips. We continue to urge anyone with information about Melodee's murder to contact law enforcement. Thank you, and I'll turn it back over to the sheriff.
Thank you. Let me just conclude by saying these remarks.
I'm buffing. I'm buffing, Janet. Y'all, are y'all buffing? Let me go check. Hold on. I'm not showing I'm buffing on my end. Oh, I see why I'm getting these. I ain't handle my business up here. Hold on. I see where I'm getting these, them folks. Are y'all still buffing? Okay.
Circumstances of Melodee Buzzard's murder are, thank you. Let me just conclude by saying these remarks. The circumstances of Melodee Buzzard's murder
You right,
are
Sasha. They still building, baby.
all of us who have been involved in this case have been deeply
Thank you, Gas
affected
Pack.
by it.
Gat Pack.
We were hoping against hope that she would be safely found.
Yes, we was.
This outcome is deeply tragic, and on behalf of the entire Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, I want to extend our deepest condolences to those who knew and loved Melodee. I want to take a moment to speak directly to the Meza and Buzzard families, who have endured unimaginable pain throughout this ordeal. Their strength, their patience, and their steadfast hope have been evident from the very beginning. No family should ever have to experience this kind of loss, and our hearts are with them today and will be with them in the difficult days ahead. We stand with them and we remain committed to securing justice for Melodee. I also want to thank the members of the media, both you here in our region and those out of state, for your continued coverage, including the conveyance.
Being a football player with plaque psoriasis is challenging. The football locker room is always a place where people are going to see your
of Melodee's image and the circumstances of her disappearance all across America. Your involvement played a meaningful role in advancing this investigation. To the members of our community who followed this case closely, thank you for your engagement, for your support, and for your willingness to come forward with information. The loss of a child is among the most profound tragedies any community can endure, and that loss is exacerbated when it is at the hand of someone else, and particularly at the hand of the one who should have loved them the most.
Absolutely.
Today, we stand together in grief, but also with resolve. Melodee deserved a far better life than she had. We will honor her memory by ensuring that every step of this process is handled with care, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to justice. Our investigation does not end here. We will continue working closely with prosecutors and ensure that the judicial process moves forward with integrity. May God bless the innocent soul of Melodee Buzzard, who we will never, ever forget. Thank you, and I'll now turn it back over to our PIO, Raquel.
We have allotted some time if anybody has any follow-up questions. Again, reinforcing the fact that we do have an ongoing investigation, and while we're trying to balance transparency with seeking justice for Melodee, so we do have an opportunity to take just a few questions. Yes, Crystal.
Yeah, I'm just curious, do we believe that this?
Please hit the like button. Get the likes up. 212 people in here.
That other suspects may be involved.
So the question is, do we believe that Ashley acted alone in this homicide? I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Gottschall, please.
Thank you for your question. Our investigation thus far has revealed that at this time we don't believe that anyone else was involved.
Just her mama. And she shot this baby in her head.
Mentioned the retrieval of
cartridges
Yes.
and a live round. Is the murder weapon in evidence?
So the question is about the location of the murder weapon, if we have that in our evidence or in our possession at this time. I'll turn that over to Sheriff Brown.
Thank you. Yeah, the short answer is no. We do not have the murder weapon yet, but we continue to seek.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll come back to you for your follow-up question in just a moment. Go ahead, yes?
Is the murder weapon in evidence?
So the question is about the location of the murder weapon, if we have that in our evidence or in our possession at this time. I'll turn that over to Sheriff Brown.
Thank you. Yeah, the short answer is no. We do not have the murder weapon yet, but we continue to seek.
I'll come back to you for your follow-up question in just a moment. Go ahead, yes?
Will this case be tried in another county or elsewhere?
Okay, so the question is where this trial will take place. I believe Sheriff Brown will have a response for that.
Yes, the plan is that this trial will take place here, since the intent was believed to have been formed here in our county prior to going on this road trip and committing the actual crime.
So we're going to have room for just a couple more questions. I'll volley back here. Yes?
And for any of you, I know early in the investigation, investigators had been out in those various areas along the road trip. Had that area in Wayne County been searched at all?
So the question is if investigators on their initial routes had been through that area of Wayne County. I believe you're asking if we'd specifically probably been to the scene of the crime.
You a lie, Patrick. Why is his ass running out scared? Huh? Why he have to hide shit? If people love him, Patrick dumbass Rogers, why would he have to hide evidence? Yeah, he could just stand boldly in his PDFing situation. He had to hide it. He had to remove his name. He had to try to redact it. But I tried to tell my tea sippers it was still gonna come out. So if he ain't lost nothing, why he scared? Why he hiding? Yeah, why he just won't man up, stand up, the way he was standing up when he was playing with these children. Yeah. So quit lying. Don't come over here lying. He is scared. He has lost. And he better hope he don't lose his... Yeah, I hope they cut his shit out. And get your Kool-Aid drinking ass from up over here. Don't come over here making no excuses for no PDFers. We are pro-victims. Understand? We are pro-victims. Nathan, right now, we are talking about the little girl who mama was trying to get her over to Utah, more than likely trying to pimp her own daughter to the elite. They found Melodee Buzzard's body today and arrested her mama. Don't come over here saying we love the Trump. That big fat dump. Oh, we love the shitter. Yeah, go dump his shit someplace else. We don't want it over here. I said what I said, how I said it, Nathan. And if you have a problem with that, you take your ass on over there too and go dump Trump shit bucket. How about that? Get your ass on up out of here too. Any more shit lovers? Any more slop lovers? Yeah, you a slop lover. Well, stop drinking Trump's shit. I know it's all liquidy and shit because it be running down his leg. I don't give a shit who he is to you. He is a PDFer for me, Norris. I said it once and I'll say it again. We are pro-victims over here. We do not make not one excuse for not one PDFer. And if you are hell bent on supporting that type of trifling shit, then I suggest you leave respectfully so I won't have to sting you like a bee. Okay? Can y'all please double tap the face of your screen? And get the lights up. Just double tap. If you're on your phone, if you're on your computer, there are 3 dots at the top right. Hit those 3 dots so I can move forward. Because there's another one that we recently talked about. I said then, someone right. Didn't like what I saw. And here we go again. It's a whole slew of them. Y'all better watch y'all kids. And the females, oh hell, watch everybody. They like men, women, boys and girls, don't they? Hell, some of them like animals. Watch your dogs too.
Have been committing the actual crime.
Making excuses for
So we're gonna have room
PDFers.
for just a couple more questions. I'll be back here. Yes.
And for any of you, I know early in the investigation, investigators had been out in those various areas along the road trip. Had that area in Wayne County been searched at all?
So the question is if investigators on their initial routes had been through that area of Wayne County. I believe you're asking if we'd specifically probably been to the scene of the crime. I'm going to refer to Lieutenant Goschel for that.
Thank you for your question. We've been following a ton of leads, looking at a lot of different data and information. It is an expansive area of the United States that we were researching, and unfortunately we didn't have specific location information until recently.
Yes.
When do you expect a mugshot of Ashley to be released?
I'll have you email me privately on that. We'll proceed with that. We'll take one final question here, and then that'll be a wrap for us. Yes.
Is there a motive that you can share with us at all?
The question is to a motive. If we have one established, I'll have Sheriff Brown cover.
We have not established a motive at this point. We have obviously established that it is what's known as a filicide, the slaying of a child, in this case a maternal filicide. And there's been a lot of study and a lot of discussion about that and what motivates people to do that. But as far as an actual direct motive, we haven't established that yet.
That's very quick follow-up. I know that Ashley, you had described her as uncooperative.
In this case, a maternal filicide. And there's been a lot of study and a lot of discussion about that and what motivates people to do that. But as far as an actual direct motive, we haven't established that yet.
That's very quick follow-up. I know that Ashley, you had described her as uncooperative throughout the investigation. Can you describe her demeanor now? Has she spoken or confessed in any way? Can you talk about her demeanor now?
Yeah, I can tell you that as of this morning, no, there was no change in her attitude and her demeanor.
So uncooperative.
Uncooperative.
Thank you all very much for coming out and for being patient with us through this process, not just today, but throughout the entirety of the investigation.
So her mama is still uncooperative. Still acting a fool after she done unalived her daughter. Y'all, I need for y'all to double tap the face of your screen. Come on. I'm almost an hour in. 150 people in here. Right now, only 61 likes. Double tap. I'm trying to get to the next story for you. It's a lot of sickos out here. And one thing is for sure, I do not discriminate. I don't care if it is male, female, black, or white. I have a problem with them. I make no excuses, not one, for somebody who is a PDFer. I don't care who you are. Hell, I can know you personally and wouldn't give a shit. Some things is just off limits. And if you sick, you need to get on some medical insurance. You'll get your sick ass some help. Do yourself a favor and get some help. Now I wish they would send all these PDFers, including Trump, to an island. Let their asses go over there and play with their own damn selves. Since that's what they like to do. Put them in a prison that only house PDFers. They don't even deserve to be in a prison with normal criminals. Put their asses on Alligator Island. Yeah, let the alligators eat their ass up.
Motivates people to do that. But as far as an actual direct motive, we haven't established that yet.
Just very quick follow-up. I know that Ashley, you had described her as uncooperative throughout the investigation. Can you describe her demeanor now? Has she spoken or confessed in any way? Can you talk about her demeanor now?
Yeah, I can tell you that as of this morning, no, there was no change in her attitude and her demeanor.
So uncooperative.
Uncooperative.
With poisonous steaks. Let's go.
Thank you all very much.
Belinda, let's go. Teresa said thank you for the thumbs up. With poisonous snakes. I agree. Oh, that's already been, Angel, that's already been discussed. Hell, he had pending lawsuits against him for aping children. I'm not saying he did it to this young lady, this baby here, no. But there is already accusations and has been a previous lawsuit. Where have you been? I mean, that's what blows my mind about some of you people. Hell, if you would only do your own research, you would see that there was an accusation, a lawsuit that was only dropped because he was elected into office. But that young lady has come back out and resurfaced. She was 14 years old. Where have you been? And that lawsuit was brought not only against Trump, but Jeffrey Epstein together. Where were you? Oh, well, because you hear people right now saying, oh, there's not any charges against Trump, never have been. That's a lie. There absolutely has been charges brought up on Trump pertaining to minors. What, 97, 96? So miss me with that. They acting like he ain't never been accused of it. Yes, he has. Absolutely. Boys and girls. Hell, Marla Maples warned a lady whose daughter was a model at 14. Marla Maples said, keep your daughter away from these perverts, including my husband at that time. Where were you? Huh? That's why y'all be hanging out at the wrong places. I feed my tea sippers the truth. Absolutely. Y'all late to the damn party. Where you been? Have you not seen the lawsuit? Huh? Yeah, Joseph Flocka. Have you not seen it? Do your own research. Dumbass. Get your Waka Flocka ass on up out of here. Oh, he done paid plenty of people off. Oh, yeah, I'm talking about more than one thing. You do your own research, Rolex. Hit my Cash App. I'll show it to you. Rolex Row. Hit my Cash App. Somebody put my Cash App. It's pinned at the top. I'll show it to you, dumbass. But you gonna pay for it. Yeah. Sasha, I don't care how old he is. He still was a PDFer. Hell, Bill Cosby was damn near 90. And he took his ass to jail. Trump ain't special. His shit still stink. Yeah. Y'all better stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Cause I want to stitch. Cause you over here on my shit. Go on back over there to the library section where they quiet. Get your ass up out of here. You right, Sahara. She paid with her life. You absolutely right. Absolutely. The survivors are. But just in case he want to see one, I'd be more than happy to provide one for him. But he gonna hit my fucking Cash App since he's slow. He's slow. And Carter, all you understand is I like minors. I like minors. I like minors. Yeah. Yeah. You walking around loving on a man who love on kids. Dumb as hell. IQ test at the very bottom. But you in love with him. Y'all better get the fuck on. Do your own research. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Cause y'all in love with a PDF filer. Yeah. Don't be mad at me. You better go play with yourself. Or go play with him. Go make a visit in the White House and stroke his ass off. I don't know what you need to do, but you better leave over here because I'm going to sting your ass. You playing with the bait? Are you playing with the bait? Y'all ready for the next one? Now, we just recently... Yes, the wives knew. What's her name? Melania. Hell, she was a hooker before she was a wife. She was a Epstein hooker. Yeah, he bought her from Epstein. Fucked her on the plane. Ooh, Laquita. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that, was it? Oh, Lord. Y'all done brought Laquita out. She done said the F word. Yeah. Screwed her ass on the plane. Her coochie was getting too loose. We're getting too loose. Hell, he was finna deport her ass back. Trump said, oh no, I like her head. She gives good head. Yeah, I'll take her. And he paid for it. Yeah, he paid for it. He paid $22K. It's a big ass check out there. He paid for that. What is it? Slovenia? Yeah. Coochie. Yeah. Hey, Mrs. Tom. I don't know why they coming over here. Lolita plane. Lolita Express was a 12-year-old kid. These perverts he flying on. He can't get enough of Epstein plane. He all on it. Loosey goosey. I don't know why they playing with me, Belinda. Yeah, they know I go hard for the victims, baby. Ain't no shame in my game. I would go hard in the paint for 'em. Absolutely. Hell, nannies and shit all on the plane. Yeah. Marva, what's her name? Marla. She said, watch your kids around these perverts, including my husband. Yeah, dumbass stay with him and have babies with him. I wish I would have a baby with a man that's messing with kids. What type of shit is that? She don't get no pass either. She should have left his ass at the minute she realized he liked playing with kids. Yeah, he'd have woke up with that. Let me stop. I ain't gonna say what I would do because I don't. But I would think they always, what's his name? Gates and Frankenstein, Fosse or Facci. Yeah, they always trying to come up with some concoction. They need to find a concoction that they can stick in the pee hole. Yeah, and take that desire of messing with kids out of their ass. Inject their ass with something that will make that thing go bloop forever. Inject something in that PDFers shit'll fall off on its own. Since they always trying to come up with something to make everybody else sick, go spray that thing. Go find some pills and eels, that you can spray instead of on fruit, vegetables, in the food the people she's eating, spray some in that thing. Melania will never divorce him. She probably can't. Her parents and shit will probably be deported. DDR. I want them to. I want them to put something in it. I want it to have to go in that pee hole. Yeah, I want them to feel that fucking pain. That those kids, babies, did we not see little toddlers' feet yesterday? With Epstein? No, I want them to feel it. Stick something in that hole. Yeah, whichever hole. And I want that motherfucker to follow. Laquita, oh Lord. That just flowed, didn't it? It just came out like it was supposed to come out my mouth, didn't it? I want it to fall off. I want them to go to use the restroom one day and the whole thing just fall the hell off. Banish that area up and let it heal on its own. They don't deserve to have a pickle. Nobody gonna suck it. Nobody gonna uck it. Just let that motherfucker just fall off. Bloop. Flush it down the toilet. Yeah. Yeah. Make it disappear. Poof. But I want it to hurt. I want them to scream their ass off, Queenie, when they inject that concoction. They always trying to make somebody take a vaccine. Hell, vaccine that nasty ass pallywhacker. Vaccine the sick head that finds it okay to play with kids. How about that? No bandage, Miss Tom. You just wanted to fall. Then it's gonna be stinky inside the rooters. How about if they don't play with boys, inject them in the rear end. If they don't play with girls, inject it in the pickle. If they play with both, hell, inject them in both they hoes and put one in their mouth too. Take all their desires away. Absolutely. You don't put your thing in somebody's mouth. Oh, he get one in the mouth. You don't inject it. You get one in the Peter. You get one in the tutor. I don't give a shit if you. Okay, I'm still Maga. Don't know what you're talking about. Okay, we're going over there and let him play with your kids, David. But you probably one of them Zionists, so that's y'all sacrifice. You love that shit. You loved it. They did it to you. I believe that every man, I don't care what color you are, if you validate that shit with Donald Trump them, Epstein them, Pastor, Nasser, and Brand, any of them, then I believe that your ass been played with too. Okay? You're a part of that club. Yeah. You identify with it and you love it. If they prove, I don't give, okay, see, that's where that's where you get the game twisted, David. That's where you get the game twisted. You think I care who? I don't give a shit who it is. I don't give a shit. Y'all want it to be about black and white, left and right. I don't care who it is. It could be a female. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Yeah. So go let them play in your buttocks. Yeah, but we don't do that over here. And PDFers gotta go. If you bold enough to say, yeah, I'm one, you get your ass up out of here. We don't entertain that. We don't appreciate it. And we don't respect it. Y'all say bye to David. He is the booty hole buster. He likes that shit. You in the wrong place, dear. You sure is. But I just sent his ass to heaven. His heaven. Whatever. Kamala is sitting on the sofa laughing her ass off. She said, I tried to tell y'all, dumbasses. Yeah. Yeah, I tried. Hole in one. Yeah, you like that hole in one. Yeah. On the green grass, because he's shitting green all on the fertilizer. Yeah, he's shitting that fertilizer coming out of his catheter and his diaper. How you got a catheter and a diaper? God, that's how much full of shit you are. You got to have a catheter and a diaper. I don't know what TDS is, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that comment. I said another way. So I'll know if you can stay or if you got to go. Say it another way. Don't come in here speaking in codes, trying to pass through. No. You say it loud and you say it proud. Say that you like the juice. You like the juice. Yeah. You like the juice. Yeah. You like that shitty juice. Yeah, y'all better stop drinking that Coke shit juice. Y'all ready for the next one? Get the likes up. Regular tube is where I want them every hole he got. Hell, they can shoot his ass in his eardrum. Yeah, I don't give a shit. He's nasty. He got that nasty man's disease. He's sick in the head. He want everybody to be sick. Y'all ready for the next one? Now, the other day, our girl Candace was sitting down talking to the man. And I said, I don't like that. I don't like him sitting there with his shirt all open and shit. Push them body all down. You know, I'm like, is he trying to entice her? What the hell is going on? You know, y'all remember? Yeah, he done been, yeah, let's listen.
Well, we begin with breaking news from the United Kingdom, where comedian Russell Brand has been charged with new counts of sex and sexual assault. Live to Nine's Europe correspondent Hannah Sinclair in London. Hannah, he's just posted. What was his reaction?
Yeah, that's right. Russell Brand says he prays for the truth of who he is to be revealed, and that 2026 is going to be a big year of trials. The comedian now facing 2 fresh charges, 1 count of rape and 1 count of sexual assault in relation to 2 more women. This is in addition to the 5 charges the actor was already facing in relation to 4 other women. Detectives first charged
2 more women. Is this the same guy or is this a different guy? Is this the guy that Candace was sitting down with? Is this him or no? Is this the same guy Candace was sitting down with the other day? And I said, why is his shirt open? Why is he sitting there and you could see his balls and shit in his pants? I didn't say that, but I was looking. And I'm like, what is he doing? Is he flirting on the code? Where is he? He at her spot. What's going on? That ain't him. That ain't him, Miss Tom. I think this is him.
Where comedian Russell Brand has been charged with new counts of sex and sexual assault. Live to Nine's Europe correspondent Hannah Sinclair in London. Hannah, he's just posted. What was his reaction?
Yeah, that's right. Russell Brand says he prays for the truth of who he is to be revealed, and that 2026 is going to be a big year of trials. The comedian now facing 2 fresh charges, 1 count of rape and 1 count of sexual assault in relation to 2 more women. This is in addition to the 5 charges the actor was already facing in relation to 4 other women. Detectives first charged Brand in April. He's now awaiting trial after pleading not guilty to the original charges. Here's what he had to say a short time ago.
I pray, Lord, that anyone that I've harmed or hurt...
Why you, what Lord, before I go off, PDFer, what Lord you talking about? Now, I do kind of remember that he said that since he's had daughters, he's tried to make a change. This is not the first time. Yeah, I know they said new counts. They said he already had what, 5? But he was saying that he was because I said, why is he sitting? I don't like the way I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about him sitting there with his shirt and chest and shit all open. Y'all double tap the face of your phone if you ear hustling. 230 people in here ear hustling. Now I know that y'all not in the comments, but you in the bushes. There is a double tap on your phone if your ass is in the bushes ear hustling. Lucifer. It's the weed. I just didn't like how I didn't like that feel. It was like he was trying to entice her. And I was like, where her husband? What is this? And he's a whole PDFer. But they say, you say you eye hustling. Get your hustle on. As long as y'all hitting the like button. Let's go.
My years of mindlessness in sin would be healed, Lord. I pray for infinite light and wonderful healing for them.
As if he not a PDF.
Lord, I pray for infinite light would be healed, Lord. I pray for years of mindlessness in. I pray, Lord, that anyone that I've harmed or hurt in my years.
The original charges.
So he's saying he praying for himself. If
I pray.
So is he asking Lord to forgive him for anyone that I cannot stand when people say if. You know you have. Did he say if I have harmed? Because that's the devil. This is why you should not play with the devil. And when you see that some of your ways are demonic, you need to pray that spirit up out of you. Because he knows what was okay. Hey, I got a new one for saying it was disrespectful to wear white open like that. A Clinton show is in there. I can't wait for us, ADB, off grid, for them to show that picture where Trump was sucking on Clinton's pickle. I can't wait for that one to file. Oh my God, that's gonna blow everybody hair back. Who still believing in Trump the dump, the shit dumper. Oh, I can't wait for that to come out. Oh, that picture gonna have all of them sick. Oh yeah, somebody gonna take him out for that one, because they ain't gonna believe that, hell, you done went from kids to king size jumbo big ass fat ass pickles. Yeah, and that's why Bill Clinton saying, okay, you want to play? You want to play? Expose all of them. Watch that pickle surface real soon. Him sucking all the pickle juice out of Bubba's pickle. Yeah, like he a pro. Yeah. And he gonna say, well, I showed y'all when I was doing that demonstration at the election that I knew how to suck a mean dick. Yeah. Yeah, he said, I showed y'all I knew how to stroke that thing. Yeah. And he did. He did. He knew that y'all was gonna laugh and joke like, oh, he's so funny. No. He was showing y'all how he sucked the skin off of Bubba's pickle. Yeah, you better go play with something safe. I done told y'all, Trump lovers, this ain't where you want to be. I'm going to tell you the truth, and we going to shame the devil. The dick sucking, oh, devil too. Absolutely. Sasha me, I don't know why they play with me. Bubba is the horse. Yeah, he got baby. It's like, oh, Little Red Riding Hood. Ooh, Bubba. What big pickle you have. Ah, Bubba. How many licks does it take to get to the middle of the Tootsie Roll Pop? One. Two. Yeah, twirl that sucker around in your mouth and get Laquita trying to come out, Miss Tough. Sweet picker, huh? It's a big deal. It's a big motherfucking deal. Yeah. It's a big deal. And he said, you gonna take, okay. Now, okay, DT, once you unzip these pants, that pickle gonna pop out now. What you got now? Okay, I done warned you. Once that pickle pop out, baby, I'ma have you on your knees like Monica Lewinsky. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now you're hearing talking about, I really like Bill. I don't know, I hate that these pictures, because Bill done ripped your ass a new one. Did you forget, motherfucker? I got you on your knees. Now, I know you don't know who AunTeaFee is, but she done already threw part of the picture out. You better tread lightly, motherfucker. Yeah. And then I'm hearing him say, I like Bill. He's a very likable guy. Everywhere you go, they like Bill. Oh, now you on Bubba Dick again? What? Yeah, they said Bubba ripped his ass a new one. Pop goes the motherfucking weasel. Yeah, I already got part of the picture, Rolex, so you can go on with that shit. I got him on his knees. I'm just waiting for Bill to pop that one where he got his pickle in his mouth. I got him on his knees. I'm waiting for the next one. I'm sorry you late to the party, but my regular tea sippers, we done seen his ass on his knee. Tea sippers. Tea sippers, tell him he late to the party. Oh, yes, sir. You late. Anybody late who want me to pull out any evidence need to hit my cash out. You late to the party. So you can say you don't believe it if you want to. We gonna move your ass to the dumb slow section. Cause we done seen him on his knees. And the picture has already been confirmed, validated, authenticated, all of that shit. It's the real deal. Holyfield, we don't do clowns over here. You go put that on your daddy page, Mike. Don't be mad at me because you are a pickle sucker a lover. You want him to suck your pickle too. Go tell him. He like it. He Mikey. He like everything. Y'all mad cause he's a pickle eater. He likes sucking Bill's pickle. Yeah, y'all mad. He's a dumbass. They mad cause we done seen it and they haven't. Don't be mad at us that you've been entertaining in the wrong place. Don't be mad at us that half this shit that's coming out, we already seen it. We already know it, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Y'all late. Y'all been entertaining the wrong platform. You understand? Don't be mad at us. Y'all late to the party. Okay. Now can we move on? Yeah, I don't want to entertain them no more. Let's go. Now, I don't like this man. I need for us to listen. Is he praying to God to forgive him of the people that he has wronged, or is he trying to throw a generic one out there like other people, like his partner and shit, Trump and them, was playing with kids? Let's go.
Hey, Lord, that anyone that I've harmed or
that I've
hurt in my
harmed,
years,
that I've harmed, Lord, he is asking God to forgive him. Let's hear it out, because let's be real about it. God said that there is only one thing that you can do that he will not forgive, and that is to blaspheme against the Holy Spirit. He did not say those who play with kids cannot be forgiven, but he is asking that God forgive him. I don't like that he's saying if. You know good and damn well you know who you have offended. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people follow they follow what is that called, Stockholm syndrome? I mean, a lot of people follow perverts. A lot of people, some male and female, will still screw with him. Hey, Shay. But what does that mean? They don't mean nothing to me. What does that mean, DMC? Just because a lot of people follow him, I'm supposed to act like he ain't done nothing wrong? That don't mean he not a PDFer. That just means that they got a problem. I don't have one, though. Only problem I have right now is that you ain't hit the like button. So that don't erase somebody's past. A lot of people follow Donald Trump, knowing good and damn well he's a pervert. You had that Ghislaine Maxwell sitting up there last night. We heard her say, "Oh, Donald Trump ain't done nothing. Oh no, he's been a perfect gentleman." And lying her ass off. So what that mean? Hell, she trying to get a pardon. What that mean? Y'all, I am so glad I got that. It cost me a pretty penny. Now, I just want y'all to know that what I had to do so that the phone wouldn't keep cutting off and stuff, I had to pay a pretty penny for it. So y'all better hit my like button before I start talking, before Laquita start talking crazy. Oh, I've been waiting for one of you, Jason. We got one, y'all. We got one. Took the bait. Jason, where the fuck you think you came from, boy? You's a black person, too. You black? Jason Richardson, your ass is black. You came from us, fool. You a nigger. You just a white one. We've been waiting on you, boy. We've been waiting on you to tell somebody been lying. You and your mama and your white grandpappy and them, y'all forgot to tell the truth that the shit was whitewashed, that y'all came from us. We didn't come from you. Yeah, you used part of the 50 Shades of Brown. You just on the tail end of the brown. But he brown too. He just on the tail. He on that pink tan brown. Jason, you's a dirty black ass. Yeah, don't you know you came from black? You better do your research. You better stop believing all that whitewash shit, white boy. You's 50 Shades of Brown too. You just on the tail fucking end. You on the thieving end. You on the end where you had to steal to act like you was about something. You came from royalty only because your white ass came from us. You understand? We've been waiting on you to take the bait. We've been waiting on one, ain't we, y'all? We've been waiting on a white nigger to come over here with that black nigger shit. He took the bait. He took the bait. Yeah, you better do your own damn research, boy. If you can read, you white nigger. Absolutely. You came from us. That's why you mad that y'all not the original. We are. Yeah, y'all thought y'all was gonna steal that shit to the end. Now, it ain't making America great again, white boy. It's making America black again, because that's the original color. Now go sit your dumb ass down somewhere. Do your own fucking research before you come over here thinking you finna insult the black people like your ass ain't black too. You came from us, white boy. You ain't original and shit. You just a thief. You're an inheritance of a thief. Now go take your dumb ass somewhere and play with yourself. Yeah, go ask your mama and daddy the truth, you dumb piece of white shit. How about that? How about that? You feel happy now? You feel happy now? You feel like you done learned enough today? See, this is what a good auntie do. She teaches you the truth because somebody been lying to you. Yeah, for the record, the brown skin, the brown came before the white. There is no way brown comes from white, but white comes from black. Go back to elementary, go do your primary colors, come back and tell AunTeaFee she was right. I am a nice lady, Rolex. I was polite enough to tell him the truth. What are you talking about? I am very nice. I am very nice. He thought he had one. Jason Richardson, he thought he had one. Yeah, now go find you a pickle and suck on it. Yeah, now go suck that pickle. You can't handle it? Your president say worse shit than that. Howard Riley, to get your scary dumb ass on up out of here. Yeah, y'all okay when he talk to y'all ignorant. Yeah, talk to you, your mama ugly, you ugly. He can say all the foul shit he want to. But when I start telling y'all the truth, then you be like, hold on now, lady. Yeah, he thought he had one. He thought he was gonna hurt my feelings. He needed an educational moment. Yeah. That whitewash shit, you better go shoot some water on it, spray that paint down so the truth will come out, baby. Because behind that white is brown. Ain't it beautiful? That's why he always got that orange shit on his face. He trying to get to that bronze that God talks about in the Bible. You understand? Absolutely. Your mama speak English? Yeah, or do your daddy only speak in that jibber jabber? Hello? Y'all kill me. Y'all ready for me to get rid of the guests? These guests. Have we entertained them enough? I set that ass up, didn't I? I set their asses up today, didn't I? Let me go remove the guest. I don't care if you speak Arabic, as long as you don't come over here talking that other crap. I don't care where you from, baby. All I know is where it started at. And it started in Africa. Okay? That's all we know. And the Bible says the skin of bronze. That's all we know. That's all anything after that. Yeah, it's gravy, baby. Let me, y'all ready for the guests to go? I done entertained their asses long enough. Woo, I may need to leave him because after we get through talking to him, we gonna hear from the black guy. Who can leave? Who can leave? Oh, Miss Tom done got that ass. She here now. Y'all need to hit the like button on your way out now. Make sure you hit the like button before she put your ass out. Y'all, now, come on now. I need for y'all to double tap. I need for y'all to double tap. Thank you, Denise. Let me fix this so that, okay, I guess y'all gotta go now. We don't want to play. The lights on the outside done came on. Your company gotta go. Tell them bye. Tell your company bye. We don't want to play no more. We tired. We tired of telling y'all asses the truth. Go on home and go play with your pickle. Yeah, go play with your brother. You know how y'all do. Y'all be all in the bed together playing with one another type shit, you know. Okay, so bye. Bye. I ain't no good. You done played with these people all damn night, AunTeaFee, and now you're putting them out. Yeah, it's time to go. Thanks for the views, troll. I don't know what you're trying to say. ADB, but you gotta go too. Bye-bye. Yeah, bye. Trump for prison. I'm with you on that one, Joe. Okay, y'all. So they out of here now. Maybe with they down low ass. Okay, they should be gone now, y'all. Let's get on back over here to this guy with his chest open and shit. I knew something wasn't right about you. Yeah, let's get on back over him. Yeah. Back it up a little bit. Let's go.
Facing 2 fresh charges, 1 count of rape and 1 count of sexual assault in relation to 2 more women. This is in addition to the 5 charges the actor was already facing in relation to 4 other women. Detectives first charged Brand in April. He's now awaiting trial after pleading not guilty to the original charges. Here's what he had to say a short time ago.
I pray, Lord, that anyone that I've harmed or hurt in my years of mindlessness in sin would be healed, Lord. I pray for infinite light. And I pray, Lord, that anyone that I've harmed or hurt in my years of mindlessness in sin would be healed, Lord. I pray for infinite light and wonderful healing for them.
Wibber, he'll now face court in London next month on these new charges.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I need for them to get the likes up. He said if. So, you know, he's just going to have to let God do his thing. From that point on, he done asked God to forgive him. I mean, I guess that's what we want them to do.
Hello there, you
And guess what?
Thanks for joining me for
And guess what? He was at Turning Point this weekend with all them other freaks. Turning Point USA. He was one of them speakers like Nicki Minaj after Charlie Kirk talked crazy about Nicki Minaj, dumbass said, told her she was not a representation of motherhood. And her ass, I hear, was at Turning Point with Erica with her crooked ass. But this guy right here, yeah, he was at Turning Point too over the weekend. Can you believe that? Yeah, Nikki was there, sitting with Erica. Thank you, Belinda, for finding out that you white chocolate girl. That white chocolate is just as beautiful as the milk chocolate and the dark chocolate. You understand? Absolutely. It's all beautiful. It's all 50 shades of brown. We all in the Crayola box. How about that? How about that? We all are part of the 50 shades of brown. From dark to cream. Okay? Or Dorothy had to go? Let's go.
Britain Then this scrapping trial by jury. Luckily, I don't know anyone who's got a trial by jury. Hello there, you awakening wonders. Thanks for joining me for Stay Free with Russell Brand. Today we're talking about justice in the UK. Chance would be a fine thing. Let's get into it.
It's cases like this the government wants to see sped up. To do so, a package of reforms, including a major shift away from jury trials to try and clear a backlog of nearly 80,000 cases.
Who caused the backlog? They caused the backlog by being unreliable, by not being able to run a country, by not being able to run a judicial system, by not being able to hand the administration, by arresting people for increasingly ridiculous crimes, creating, it seems, criminals as a way of controlling populations, and then like, oh, well, we've got a bit of a backlog. Well, if you've got a backlog, stop arresting people for stuff they've not done. Stop creating pretend mad, crazy crimes in order to legitimise banging people up in jail because you can't control them. And then to compound the problem by saying, because of the old backlog, we ain't got time for jury trials. Because of the old backlog, it'll be quicker if we just shot people at the moment of birth. What are they doing in the United Kingdom? Abortion's legal almost to adulthood. Euthanasia can start if you're bit down in the dumps or down. And jury trials are being scrapped. What are they trying to create? What do all of these things have in common? Control, control, control. They want control over death, birth, justice. Why? Because they don't believe in God.
We now face an emergency in the courts and we must act.
Problem, reaction, solution. This is that in practice. We've got a problem. It's a backlog. Oh yeah, you can't have a backlog. What are we going to do about the backlog? Government, step in and help us with the backlog. What we're going to do, get rid of this backlog, is we'll get rid of jury trials, which, as we've said, is one of the few firewalls that prevents totalitarianism. That's a step in the wrong direction. What you want actually is juries and assemblies in every area of public life. Why don't you actually decentralise justice? Have different communities adjudicating locally over everything. What's the argument for it? People are about to become redundant. Literally redundant through AI and robotics. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% of the population not necessary in accordance with a mass centralised model. With a decentralised model, you need people to grow food, you need people to run communities, you need people to teach kids, you need people to work in hospitals. You've centralised everything through your mad demonism, and you're continuing in the state to be the accompaniment of global corporate and commercial projects that are destroying the planet. We're the only thing that can stop it. We, as agents of a higher force, the only power that can oppose these lunatics is the power of Christ. Thankfully, that power is available to all of us. Recent events in the UK suggest a quite but profound shift in the balance between the state and its citizens. A shift that feels less like routine policy change and more like a society preparing the ground for future control. At the centre of this is the government's plan to remove jury trials for offences carrying sentences under 3 years. Ministers claim this is necessary to reduce a staggering court backlog, yet the justification sounds hollow. Jury trials form only a small fraction of cases, and trimming them cannot seriously resolve a system-wide crisis. What it will do, however, is erode a constitutional protection that predates Parliament itself. Trial by jury is the closest thing Britain has to a civic firewall. It ensures that guilt is decided not by officials who serve the state, but by ordinary people who serve only their conscience. This matters not just in principle, but in practice. Recent stories reveal a justice system already tempted to stretch its reach. An IT consultant found himself arrested after posting a photograph online of himself holding a legally owned firearm while abroad. Another case saw an assault victim convicted of a hate crime because of angry text messages sent in the emotional aftermath of being beaten.
As Lord Chancellor, my responsibility is to ground reform in the rule of law and the right to a fair trial.
Why would you let people that talk like that be in charge of your old country? Your old country. The right to jury trials. They're bored. Look at them. They're creating tyranny and they're bored. At least Hitler would burn down a Reichstag and stuff. At least it was interesting. Look, what are they doing now? Oh, they're marching around. They're smashing windows. They're dressed up in shirts. They're killing people. There's genocides going on. Whoa, whoa. I mean, say what you like about the Nazis, but they're not boring. I mean, they're going to bore us into concentration camps.
We will ensure cases are dealt with at the right level proportionate to their severity and deliver the swifter justice victims deserve.
Why ain't everyone in their chairs, by the way? Where are the members of Parliament? Look at it, did you see that shot? 90% of the fuckers ain't even showed up that day. It doesn't work. The system doesn't work. Why are we pretending that a system that Oliver Cromwell could see was broken and didn't work is going to work for us in 2025 when we have computers and laptops and instantaneous communication? We have technology on one hand and we have divine grace and inspiration on the other. That's it. We got everything we need. We don't need them anymore. The minute you realize that, it's over for them. The logic behind these actions feels brittle. The difference between maintaining order and policing thought grows thinner with each such incident. If this is what the system does while juries still exist, what happens when guilt is determined solely by a judiciary tasked with meeting administrative tasks rather than upholding a shared moral intuition, let alone absolute virtue, universal right and wrong? Juries interrupt the state's impulse to punish and control. They offer a pause in which common sense prevails over official enthusiasm and an unbridled and demonstrable appetite for totalitarianism. A single judge, even if you could find a good one, could not replicate this social anchor.
All these changes come as the Justice Secretary admits another 12 prisoners have been mistakenly released in the last 3 weeks.
It was the one thing we didn't want to happen. Have a look at this moment for Brass Eye. Brass Eye was so beautiful. In this moment, a paedophile is sent into space with a little boy.
Last month, the notorious paedophile Sidney Cook was blasted into space to spend the rest of his life aboard a one-man prison vessel, posing no further threat to children on Earth. But it was revealed that an 8-year-old boy was also placed on board by mistake and is now trapped alone in space with the monster. A spokesman said, "This is the one thing we didn't want to happen."
It's the one thing.
As court cases are sped up, that could shift pressure onto a prison system already at breaking point.
Today, magistrates hear about 90% of criminal cases. In fact, only 3% of trial cases in England and Wales will ever go before a jury. And almost 3/4 of all trials going to the Crown Court will continue to be heard by them under our changes.
Right, so is it a big deal or not? Is it a big deal or not? On one hand, he seems to be saying this is a big deal, we're doing this to get rid of the backlog. And on the other hand, it's not even a big deal because 3/4 of cases it'll be the same. That's the mark of deception, counterfeit, duplicity, diabolical, two-faced. White man speaks with forked tongue. Two things simultaneously. Can you see it? Can you hear it? Can you detect it? Do you understand? This is a measure we're taking that's going to radically solve the problem of the backlog of 80,000 cases, while also it's nothing and it's no big deal. Which one is it? Is it not a big deal, or is it a big deal? Stop lying.
First, I will create new Swift courts within the Crown Court with a judge alone deciding verdicts in triable either way cases with a likely sentence of 3 years or less. Sir Brian estimates that they will deliver justice.
As long as Sir Brian estimates that they're going to deliver justice 90% quicker and at a price that's right, well, don't worry about we. Let's not start questioning Sir Brian. I mean, he's got this noise in front of his first name. You know, once you've got in front of your first name, Sir Brian, oh, everything's going to be fine. Also, by the way, look, yeah, just to step out of that rant for a second, David Lammy is probably perfectly nice.
I would have never known that was the same guy. Y'all, please hit the like button. Double tap the face of your screen. Like right now.
Sports betting is here, Missouri. Unlock a huge $365 in bonus bets on December 1st when you bet just $10. Win or lose. Kick off your sports betting journey the right way at Bet365 and grab $365 in bonus bets while you can.
UK celebrity Russell Brand is facing 2 further charges, including one of rape and one of sexual assault. The charges relate to alleged offences against 2 women in 2009. He already pleaded not guilty to separate charges in April. Oliver Whitfield-Majicic can run us through all the details.
So you may remember that back in April of this year, Russell Brand, the comedian and actor, was charged with 5 counts in relation.
Russell Brand is facing 2 further charges, including one of rape and one of sexual assault. The charges relate to alleged offences against 2 women in
Hi, Ronald.
2009. He already pleaded not guilty to
Hey,
separate
Pete.
charges in April. Oliver Whitfield-Myerchich can run us through all the details.
So you may remember that back in April of this
Oh,
year,
yeah, I was
Russell
just
Brand, the
saying that.
comedian and actor, was charged with 5 counts in relation to 4 alleged victims. Those included 2 counts of rape, 2 counts of sexual assault, and 1 count of indecent assault. Those, when he appeared in court for that in May, he pled not guilty to those charges. Well, Metropolitan Police now says that it has authorised 2 extra charges again. For that in May, he pled not guilty to those charges. Well, the Metropolitan Police now says that it has authorised 2 extra charges against Mr. Brand, 1 extra count of rape and 1 extra charge of sexual assault, and this relates to another 2 alleged assault. Those, when he appeared in court for that in May, he pled not guilty to those charges. Well, the Metropolitan Police now says that it has authorised 2 extra charges against Mr. Brand, 1 extra count of rape and 1 extra charge of sexual assault, and this relates to another 2 alleged victims who have since come forward. We've also heard a statement from Lionel Aidan, who is the chief prosecutor for the Crown Prosecution Service, in which he says Mr. Brand is already charged with 2 counts of rape, 1 count of indecent assault, and 2 counts of sexual assault in relation to reported non-recent offence.
Yeah, I knew someone right with that man. I knew someone right with him. I just didn't like his texture. I mean, he was a handsome guy, but it was just his texture and his flavor. I just, very enticing, you know? So I'm not surprised, but he did ask God to forgive him.
We've also heard a statement from Lionel Aidan, who is the chief prosecutor for the Crown Prosecution Service.
That's just something we ain't heard none of them say.
Mr. Brand is already charged with 2 counts of rape.
I need to ask them now. I need to ask them what God you talking about. Who, Lord, who? I need for these people to start saying Jesus. I need to know what Lord. I think he's kind of said that before when he was talking to Candace, but I need to hear it again. I need to know what Lord you're praying to. Got to turn from my wicked ways. Absolutely. But I've not heard not one of them ask God to forgive them. I've not heard one of them apologize. So I'm not giving him no pass. All I'm saying is he is the first one that I have heard with my own ear, my good ear. I got to turn. Yeah. That he asked, I had to stop to say, is he asking God to forgive him? I don't like the fact that he said if, because you know good and dang well you have. But, you know, at least you at least even ask for healing for them. He asked for healing. I'm going to leave that alone right there, you know. Because I don't want to give him no pass, but I don't want to act like he did not do something different from the other pedos or PDFers or SAers.
Prosecutor for the Crown Prosecution Service, in which he says Mr. Brand is already charged with 2 counts of rape, 1 count of indecent assault, and 2 counts of sexual assault in relation to reported non-recent offences between 1999 and 2005 involving 4 women. These new charges relate to separate reports of non-recent offences in 2009 involving 2 additional women. So it looks like there that the period that the police are investigating has now widened out another 4 years from that original 2005 now to a period that extends to 2000.
Absolutely, Sasha. He said he forgives us of our sins. He didn't say that we would not have to be responsible for our sins. Those are two different things. He forgives us as far as our eternal rest, but the wages of sin is death. So that means that, when I say that the wages of sin is death, that means that death has to die before you enter into your final resting place. Okay? Sin cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. Period. It just cannot. Death cannot enter into heaven. Because heaven is eternal. So death can't go. Sin can't go. But the sin on earth, it's supposed to be to obey the law of the land. However, they not obeying the law of the land. They breaking the law, and then they getting away with it. But that's between them and God. AunTeaFee, back up now. Okay. Yeah, but let me give you a better illustration. The two thieves on the cross. There was two, one on each side of God. One was a believer, one was not. God said, as of this day, he forgave. He forgave. Did the thieves still have to die? Yes, they did. That was the punishment for their crimes. But he granted one that was a believer eternal rest. He didn't take him off the cross. He forgave his sins, but he didn't take him off the cross. He still had to be punished for his crime. Trump has to be punished for his crime. Brand has to be punished for his crime, but he did ask God for forgiveness. Trump has not. Trump don't even want to admit his sin. Let's go.
All come about after media reports back in 2023 had made these allegations. Having spoken to a number of these alleged victims, the police then investigated and then in April this year decided that they would charge. What it means, though, is that Russell Brand will...
And yes, when I give that illustration, I'm telling you, people don't like that one. I mean, for the people who think that they are saved by works, no. People who think that they can only make it into heaven if they're clean, that you can't, you got to walk differently once you accept Christ. No, that's not true. God forgave him on the cross. So can that mean that you can live a hellish life and at the very end be saved? Absolutely. Now, a lot of fire and brimstone believers don't want to accept that. And when you hit them with them two thieves on the cross, they get mad at you, baby. Trust me, been there, done that. But he didn't take him down. Could he have gotten him off that cross? Yeah, he didn't have to be up there. He could have got himself off that cross. But he came with the mission. He came with a purpose. And that purpose is he came to die so that we who believe may have eternal life, period. He had to die on the cross. But he had to, but he didn't have to, because he could have gotten down. So if he wanted to allow, he performed all type of miracles. You mean to tell me he could not have gotten that thief off the cross if he didn't want him to go get down and go live a clean life? he healed some of everybody else and sent them on about their merry way. He could have if he wanted to, but he didn't want it to, because we had to have had a illustration, a demonstration. We got to be able to reference something to somebody, because everybody and their mama ready to say, AunTeaFee, that ain't right. Oh, yes, it is. Now, I know what we was taught. I know what we were led to believe. But the truth to the matter is, he was forgiven of his sins at the very end of his life. So regardless of how he lived, at the very end of it, he was saved and was granted eternal life. Only because he believed, not that his hands was clean and he lived a holy life. He lived a hellish life. It was saved at the end. That's why God said, I came to save the world and not condemn it. Did y'all see me just have to humble myself? I was going hard. I was going in on brand. My vibe was this, and I felt eerie. Until I heard that man ask God to forgive him. And I had to pump my brakes. Did I want to? No, I didn't. Did I have to? Yes, I did. I had to humble myself. Because that man asked God to forgive him. And then he asked for healing for those whom he hurt. Lord, I thank you. Let's keep going. I'm almost through with this.
Next appear at Westminster Magistrates Court in January of 2026, so just in the and 9. This all come about after media reports back in 2023 had made these allegations. Having spoken to a number of these alleged victims, the police then investigated and then in April this year decided that they would charge. What it means, though, is that Russell Brand will next appear at Westminster Magistrates Court in January of 2026, so just in the new year, on these two new charges. Meanwhile, his trial will then continue in June next year.
So y'all, we got to keep our eye on that one too.
Come
on. Let me please double tap. Yeah, please double tap. You know, please double tap. Before I got one more set after this. Let me see. It was something else I wanted to see, because I got to go off into Trump in this letter, but I don't want to put it all on this one. We got to talk about Trump in the letter. Let me see what I got, because I got another live I already set up and rest to go, but let me see if I don't cover it, because I really wasn't expecting Brand, the little girl. Trump ass is in trouble. So I'm going to end on oh boy, and then I'm going to pick up, where is it at? I'm going to pick up him. He runs away. He running again? I'm going to end on this one. Okay, so let me...
Past the deadline.
Okay, so let me end on this. Hold on. And then I got... What time is it? It's 9:13. Let me go in here and change this time real quick. Y'all, can y'all tell? Lord, I think I spent more, not more on this device so that this phone won't be crip walking. Tripping with us. I had to spend a pretty dang penny. Was trying to find any and everything wrong with this thing so I could take it back. I ain't got no sense, Lord. Yeah, but y'all see me ain't been having no problems. Yeah, so let me change this time. Let me go in here and change this time. AunTeaFee, you was trying to find something. Yeah, it didn't look right. I had never seen nothing like it. And Lord, ugh, y'all make me work too hard to be telling y'all to hit these like buttons for this good old tea. My tea be hot. Hey, Dark, did I speak to you? I'm trying to change this time, y'all. So after we listen to this, I'm gonna go in and change the time, and I'm gonna come right back, cause this right here. Why does it say? Am I spinning? Am I spinning? I'm not spinning. It's telling me my internet is down.
We've covered the illegal cover-up since most documents have not been met by the deadline. But what we have now are new emails, investigator notes, new witness accounts, as well as material that goes well beyond some of what was in the DOJ's first release. Before we get into any of the context and the wider legal ramifications, let me...
Hold on. Thank you, Janet. Let me reset here. Hold on. Restart. Let me get another device. It's not the phone. It's the They couldn't get me with the phone this time. The minute I started talking about Trump, y'all see how they play? Y'all see how they play? You can't get me with the phone this time. I fixed that, boo-boo. I spent a pretty penny for that. So let me get another device. They got 100%. While that totally restart. Pull it up over here since they want to play. Oh, so now you want to come on. Ain't that nothing? Let's see which one. What? Trump night goes wrong as the FBI revealed new. Yeah, boo, he in trouble. Now, how long it's going to take for them to get his ass, I don't know. But he definitely in trouble. Definitely. His ass is in trouble. And we going to see how long they play with him. Let's bring it over here. While that reboots over there.
It's the first week on my new job. My brain is already running. Thousands of new pages past the deadline. We've covered the illegal cover-up since most documents have not been met by the deadline. But what we have now are new emails, investigator notes, new witness accounts, as well as material that goes well beyond some of what was in the DOJ's first release. Before we get into any of the context and the wider legal ramifications, let me tell you highlights of what are in these files. New flight records, newly revealed prosecutor notes, documentation of Donald Trump traveling with Epstein to a degree that even the people inside the DOJ at the time, people with knowledge of the case, found to be a, quote, surprise. More jet travel with Epstein than they knew at the time. A subpoena that was sent to Mar-a-Lago during the Maxwell probe. It was seeking records. That itself is not completely incriminating for Mar-a-Lago, but it's new. You could see why they wanted to hide it. Here's a Washington Post headline on what is now another day of Epstein file dumps. Quote, second batch of Epstein files with many mentions of Trump. Here's a conservative paper, The Examiner, that says some of the new files include Trump's name, which is putting it mildly, or Mediaite, which is read widely in East Coast media circles, the 5 most shocking Trump mentions in the latest batch of Epstein docs. This is shaking up D.C.
Overnight, under pressure, the Department of Justice releasing thousands more Jeffrey Epstein files, the most substantial dump of documents so far. Tips about
Yeah, I saw that, Janet.
degree of involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. Then this email mentioning President Trump from a federal prosecutor.
On a flight that Trump and Epstein were on? A flight that Trump and Epstein were on would be two possible witnesses in a Maxwell case? In a Maxwell criminal case.
And Trump was supposed to be one of the witnesses. Trump was supposed to be one of the witnesses.
Other people interested would be two possible witnesses in a Maxwell case? In a Maxwell criminal case. This group includes an awful lot of
And Trump was one of the witnesses. Was an additional witness.
Reporters, other people interested.
You can't hear him?
Congress who demanded this by law have been going through this.
I don't know why you couldn't hear it.
Trying to make sense of it. Again, we're going to go through these new documents that include that subpoena I mentioned.
Cut up the volume on your end.
Pretty recent that it was sent to Mar-a-Lago midnight.
President Trump from a federal prosecutor.
On a flight that Trump and Epstein were on? A flight that Trump and Epstein were on. Would be two possible witnesses in a Maxwell case? In a Maxwell criminal case. This group includes an awful lot of references to Trump in the paperwork.
So that means on the flight that Trump and Epstein was on, there were two witnesses against Maxwell. So that means Trump would have been the third one. If they were on it with Trump, Trump was on it as well. Right? 2 plus Trump and Epstein. Epstein is gone, they said. Right? So the two witnesses plus Trump. So this is why that heifer, as we was listening last night, oh, no, Trump, no. I mean, she quickly responded that. She was slow. I can't understand. Oh, it helped me, my memory. Oh, yeah, okay, I wrote it down. But when you asked her about Trump, she jumped to, no. Yeah, because he had dirt on you too. All y'all filthy and nasty.
Other people interested, obviously the members of Congress who demanded this by law have been going through this. At MS Now, we had people burning the midnight oil, even though it is, of course, a holiday week, as they went through these files, trying to verify, trying to make sense of it. Again, we're going to go through these new documents that include that subpoena I mentioned. It was in 2021. Pretty recent that it was sent to Mar-a-Lago and was part of
2021.
Of course, the investigations of Maxwell have traversed multiple administrations. There's a photo of Trump with her. We don't know the context of that, but there it is. There are emails from a federal prosecutor about Trump flying on the Epstein jet, writing Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than previously has been reported. That's Jan 2020. And they know Trump was listed as a passenger on 8 flights in the 90s, including 4 flights where Maxwell was also present. They noted in a flight in 93, Trump and Epstein were the only 2 listed passengers. On another, there were 3 passengers. The other individual, besides the deceased trafficker Epstein and the current President Trump, was a 20-year-old named Redacted. Now, you can see why a politician might not want any of that spilling out. On the other hand, those pieces of evidence, those references, do not in themselves implicate Donald Trump in a crime or wrongdoing. And that's important to note, given all the interest in some of the salacious details here. The files also have a letter that is purported to have been written by Epstein, so it's in these files, to a serial sex abuser, Larry Nassar. I want to tell you tonight, Trump's DOJ says that while the letter was in the files, right, the letters and emails in these files are not obviously automatically true. And we've had more disclosure than usual in this case. And one of the things we've mentioned, our guests have mentioned, is sometimes people think when something is overexposed, that means guilt by association. That's not always the case. Now, some of this was reported by 2023 by the AP, but not in the same detail.
Yeah, I'm coming back on this.
After Epstein's death, August 2019 there, MS Now hasn't confirmed the authenticity. So what I'm telling you is this is in the files. You may hear about it, but that doesn't mean that it's a true thing. Just as we've had past emails from Epstein and others making accusations about Trump. That is not itself criminal evidence of wrongdoing. It tells you about what's in some of these files. It might tell you about threats or blackmail that aren't based on the truth. And I want you to know the statement here, they've confirmed the alleged letter from Epstein to Nasser is, quote, fake, is what DOJ is saying tonight. Again, this is how transparency is supposed to work. Let the people see and add context. Some of these documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims made against Trump, they go on to say, discussing that as unfounded and false. Now, Trump's DOJ can, of course, add that context. What has been requested and now mandated under law is more information, not less. More documents, not hiding documents. And then you can add context. The DOJ's handling of this release is peculiar. Those files posted yesterday were available for hours. Then they were removed at 8 p.m. Then they were reposted around midnight, which gives you an idea of what it's like to work at Trump's DOJ in this Christmas week. The files also reveal an email from an investigator who said they had a photo of Trump with Maxwell while searching Bannon's phone. Again, that's interesting to say the least. The investigator included the photo, but that was redacted. There was an uproar over the photos removed from the DOJ's website, which were also then restored. If you see from the headlines and the point here, this has been a bungled operation and at times an illegal cover-up. That's just the facts tonight. Now, one of the photos was inside Epstein's home and had that Trump image as part of a personal His handling of this release is peculiar. Those files posted yesterday were available for hours. Then they were removed at 8 p.m. Then they were reposted around midnight.
Thank you, Mrs. Tom.
To work at Trump's DOJ in this Christmas week. The files also reveal an email from an investigator who said they had a photo of Trump with Maxwell while searching Bannon's phone. Again, that's interesting to say the least. The investigator included the photo, but that was redacted. There was an uproar over the photos removed from the DOJ's website, which were also then restored. If you see from the headlines and the point here, this has been a bungled operation and at times an illegal cover-up. That's just the facts tonight. Now, one of the photos was inside Epstein's home and had that Trump image as part of a personal collection. You see it there. Of all the things that have come out in this Epstein story, what you see the arrow pointing at is not exactly the worst thing for Donald Trump in terms of public embarrassment, and yet they took it down and then put it back up. Survivors have been speaking out.
I am no longer supporting this administration. I am so disgusted with this administration. I think that Pam Bondi and Cash Patel both need to resign, and I would love to see number 47 get impeached over this.
We went from, very happy, very excited, where we've reached somewhere to now being very disappointed. It's come to the point where we can't even trust our government.
Those are the voices of survivors. They can't trust their government even after they led a actual movement, I don't know what else you would call it, of survivors and their allies and others interested in truth in the story, as well as a bipartisan coalition in Congress. And that movement went from, hey, you're never going to see anything and get a vote, to forcing a vote, to forcing the president to sign that law because they already had a veto-proof majority. The voices of the survivors you hear have achieved a lot this year as we end this odd Christmas week, this Epstein document dump week. They've achieved a lot. But you can see their work's not done. They're still pressing because what we're witnessing in real time, as we've been reporting since Friday night, is an illegal cover-up in plain sight, a bungled cover-up, problems with posting, taking down, reposting, redactions, putting up slices of material and then adding real-time tweets about it as if they haven't had all this time to prepare. And so what you see there is a DOJ and more widely a Trump administration under pressure. It doesn't look organized because it's not. It doesn't look honest because, as we've reported on the evidence, in many times in cases, it has not been honest. And the survivors and the Congress that has pushed this, they've made it clear they are not done with this administration, even if everyone takes a couple days off at the end of the year. I'm joined now by New York Times writer Molly Jong-Fast and Semaphor's Margaret Carlson. Molly, your thoughts tonight?
Yeah, I was glad that victim talked about being re-traumatized because I think that's a real phenomenon we're seeing happen here. And the truth is the federal government should be protecting these women. They've been failed by 5 different administrations, nonpartisan. Both Republicans and Democrats have failed these women. And it feels, and again, we don't know, but it certainly looks like the DOJ is spending a lot more time protecting Donald Trump than protecting these women.
Absolutely.
That even even just that fact is so damning, because their job should be to protect these women, to find justice for them, to make sure that the men accountable are prosecuted. And that's it, period, paragraph. And I think because this DOJ seems so partisan and so much at the hand of Donald Trump, it really has created a feeling that they are not acting in the best interest of these women.
Understood. And Margaret, we've covered many issues where the government may be somewhat secretive. There are entire committees and reviews about government secrecy. This, on the evidence, goes farther. It looks corrupt in the nature of the secrecy. It's illegal, as I've emphasized since they blew the Friday deadline. And also very important, it suggests that they are more interested at the DOJ in helping Donald Trump avoid whatever it may be, embarrassment or worse, than complying with a federal law that's trying to deliver justice for survivors. I want to read from the new files because, as I've told viewers, both things are true. There's an illegal cover-up. There's also new information. In the new information, Margaret, we see a reference in 2019 to Epstein's, quote, 10 co-conspirators.
10.
And their locations, 3 in Florida, who have been subpoenaed, another in Boston, 1 in NYC, where, of course, he kept a big townhouse, 1 in Connecticut. And, Margaret, we can now square that, which is credible contemporaneous pursuit of many Epstein co-conspirators, which makes sense from what we already know, to what appear to be
Please hit the like button.
Coming from Trump's appointees. Here's Kash Patel.
Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday.
Why you didn't bring it?
Trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
For the information that we have.
In the files?
In the case file.
Fact check, misleading at best, or false. We don't know exactly what Patel knew, but we do know that he, Margaret, had access, if he wanted, to this information, because these are DOJ written records of not 1 or 2, but 10 co-conspirators.
If ever there was a time to have a special prosecutor, this is it. And today, with the latest release, it's even clearer that it's got to get out of the hands of the DOJ. When I'm reading along sometimes, Ari, I see DOJ and I think, oh, well, good, the cops are here. No, it's just the opposite. The DOJ is, that is the cover-up of the crime.
Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Lord, I came in here to set the time and didn't do it. Hold on. I need for y'all to hit the like button. Double tap. Double tap. Double tap. Hold on.
Excuse me? How do you read so many books?
I don't. I listen.
I need to set the time.
The American Leviathan is bleeding. How domestic scandal and elite betrayal are inviting World War III. Good evening to you all. It is a pleasure to be with you again to discuss the state of the world, though I must confess, the picture I am about to paint is not a cheerful one. We are living through one of the most dangerous moments in modern history, a period that future historians, if there are any left to write the books, will likely describe as the end of the American holiday from history. What we are witnessing today in the United States is not merely a political scandal or a tawdry celebrity gossip column coming to life. It is something far more structural and far more ominous. It is the visible fracturing of the American political elite, the disintegration of the coalition that has held the center of power, and a level of internal incoherence that is inviting aggression from our great power rivals abroad. When the hegemon is distracted, when the Leviathan is busy eating its own tail, the wolves do not simply watch, they circle. And right now, the wolves are at the door. We have received a new batch of documents from the Department of Justice regarding the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. And while the media is obsessed with the salacious details of who flew where and with whom, the real story, the story that matters for the survival of the American empire, is the political mechanism at play here. We are seeing a fundamental shift in the power dynamics surrounding Donald Trump, and by extension, the stability of the American executive branch. The headline is that Rupert Murdoch has turned the New York Post and the Wall Street Journal, the twin pillars of conservative media influence, the very organs that once shielded Donald Trump with a protective layer of spin and deflection, have stripped away the armor. They are reporting the facts of these flights, 8 trips, not 1, not 2, but 8, with a cold, clinical precision that signals a strategic abandonment. In the world of power politics, there are no accidents. When a media empire that has spent decades curating political outcomes suddenly decides to report the naked truth about its favored son, it is not because they have suddenly discovered a conscience. It is because they have recalculated the cost-benefit analysis. They have looked at the balance sheet of power and realized that Donald Trump, in their estimation, has become a liability too heavy to carry. This matters because a fractured establishment in Washington creates a paralyzed foreign policy. Consider the timing. We are locked in a proxy war in Ukraine that is going badly, a conflict where the Russians are grinding down the opposition through sheer industrial capacity and strategic patience. We are staring down the barrel of a potential conflict in the Taiwan Strait with a rising China that views American resolve as crumbling. And in the Middle East, the cauldron is bubbling over. Precisely at this moment of maximum external peril, the American domestic political system is descending into a chaotic freefall over flight logs and decades-old scandals. This is the tragedy of great power politics. The United States has all the latent power it needs to secure its interests, the wealth, the population, the geography, but power is not just about capability. It is about resolve and coherence. If the President of the United States, or the man seeking to return to that office, is bogged down in a mire of legal battles, blackmail potential, and elite abandonment, he cannot effectively deter Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping. Do you think the leadership in Beijing is looking at the release of the Epstein files and worrying about the moral implications? No. They are looking at a paralyzed America. They are looking at a divided house, and they are calculating that now is the time to push. Donald Trump finds himself in a position that is familiar to students of tragedy, but terrifying to strategists of national security. He is being encircled not just by his enemies, but by his former friends. When Marjorie Taylor Greene, a politician who has built her entire brand on unflinching loyalty to the Trump brand, begins to use words like evil in relation to the cover-up of these files, we are witnessing a collapse of the internal discipline that makes political movements functional. This is not just infighting. This is the disintegration of the command structure. A political party that cannot govern itself cannot govern a superpower. And a superpower that cannot govern itself cannot maintain a world order. We must look at this through the lens of realism. Realism tells us that states act to ensure their survival in an anarchic system. But for a state to act rationally, its leaders must have the political capital to make hard choices. The release of these files and the subsequent media betrayal by the Murdoch empire strips that capital away.
Who you talking about,
Forces the
Cedric?
political class to focus
Murdoch.
forward to fight for their own survival in primary battles and impeachment hearings, rather than focusing outward on the existential threats facing the nation. The irony, and it is a dark irony, is that Donald Trump attempted to control this narrative. We see reports of pressure campaigns, of bringing politicians like Lauren Boebert into the Situation Room, the sacred space where decisions about nuclear war and peace are made to discuss political petitions to stop file releases. This is a corruption of the highest order, not in the moral
Listen to the message.
sense, though it is that too, but in the strategic sense. The Situation Room is for managing the survival of the state, not the reputation of the individual.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
The state, not the reputation of the individual. When you blur those lines, you degrade the institutions that stand between us and chaos. But let us widen the aperture. This political crisis is happening against the backdrop of an economic reality that is crushing the average American. While the elites in Washington and New York trade blows over legal briefs and flight manifests, the working class of this country is being ground into dust. We hear talk of tariffs and trade wars, policies that I have often argued have merit in a strategic sense if used to rebuild the industrial base. However, the execution has been disastrous. We have a situation where the former president claims that tariffs are making farmers rich, yet you cannot find a single farmer who feels wealthy. You have a political class debating the cost of pencils for school children, telling families that saving $30 is a triumph of governance. This is delusional. It is a detachment from reality that is characteristic of declining empires. When the leadership class can no longer accurately describe the economic conditions of its own population, it loses the legitimacy required to ask that population for sacrifices. And make no mistake, if war comes, and I believe the risk of major power war is higher today than at any point since the Cuban Missile Crisis, the government will need to ask the American people for immense sacrifices. How can you ask a mother in Ohio to send her son to fight in the Pacific or in Eastern Europe when she cannot afford pencils for his younger sister, and when she sees her leaders embroiled in scandals involving private islands and billionaires? You cannot. The social contract is fraying. The bond of trust between the rulers and the ruled is snapping. And without that bond, national power is a hollow shell. The Democrats are capitalizing on this, of course. They are flipping seats. They are winning local elections in places they haven't won in decades. But do not mistake this for a sign of national health. This is merely the pendulum swinging in a chaotic clock. The Democrats have their own deep structural problems, their own disconnect from the strategic realities of the world. They are often too caught up in liberal idealism to understand the hard power dynamics of the 21st century. They believe that international institutions and moral arguments will stop Russian tanks or Chinese missiles. They are wrong. Only countervailing power stops power.
Ooh, $1 million?
Who provides that countervailing power?
She better need more than $1 million. That's going to cost her in legal fees.
The Democratic Party lost in ideological dreams? This is the vacuum that terrifies me. Nature abhors a vacuum. And in geopolitics, that vacuum is filled by rival powers. Vladimir Putin understands this. He is a ruthless practitioner of realpolitik. He looks at the United States and sees a giant that is stumbling. He sees the internal divisions, the economic malaise, the loss of trust in institutions, and he sees an opportunity. He knows that if he can just hold on in Ukraine, if he can just outlast the American political attention.
But let me tell you the problem with that, Monty. Let me tell you the problem with that is that there are people out there who already have the files. That's why they're able to tell us when stuff is missing. And that's why stuff is leaking. So they can play themselves and put themselves in more trouble that they already in, because some of these people are going to prison when they get Trump ass up out of here. So is it going to be enough? I mean, are you going to be able to do anything with it? I mean, I guess if you have kids, it can be a generational wealth. I don't know. But when it's all over, when it's all said and done, they asses is going to prison. So listen, let me go ahead and end this one. What time? I got it set. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see what, I can't listen to it all. I wanted to hear what this man and Pierce had to say some time ago before I end this and come back on Trump. Hold on. I wanted to hear what Pierce Morgan, I know his feelings is hurt too. He probably had never admitted, you don't see him doing too much interviewing on Trump, do we? I wonder why. Pierce Morgan, you always got something to say about Candace or somebody who don't agree with your political views. You mean you haven't covered this on Trump? I just want to hear what you had to say about John. What was this debate about on Putin and Israel?
Well, John Mearsheimer is one of the world's big thinkers, a scholar of war, power and politics in the global arena. He's an essential and influential voice of clarity in a pretty chaotic world. But he's controversial too, blaming the West for Putin's invasion of Ukraine and arguing that Hamas is not an existential threat to Israel.
It was NATO expansion that forced Putin to launch a preventive war.
I mean, it is if you take your interpretation of Putin's motivation.
There is no evidence to support your view.
How many more things does he have to do before the blinkers come off of it?
The truth is, I don't think it matters anyway. In fact, I would argue Ukraine has already lost.
You've been criticized for this. You're Putin's useful idiot.
But I think most of what Putin said was genuine.
I think when I heard him tell that cock and bull story, I thought, I don't believe a word this guy says.
Why he ain't said nothing about Trump?
As you does. As you said, Israel is committing genocide with genocidal intent.
You want to be very careful here.
One-on-one, Professor John Mearsheimer, Uncensored. Professor, great to have you on Uncensored.
I'm pleased to be here.
I'm not going to be here long.
Explain to me the state of the world right now. How worried should we be?
I hate that I can't keep this a secret.
I think we should be very worried. There are three main areas of the world to be concerned about. The two most obvious areas are, one, the Middle East, where we have this raging war between the Israelis and the Palestinians in Gaza that threatens to escalate. Furthermore, we have an ongoing war in Ukraine involving Ukraine and Russia that could possibly bring the Western powers in and present us with a great power war. And then third, an area that one could argue is the most dangerous area in the world, especially from the American point of view, is East Asia, where you have an intense competition set in between the United States and China. So we have three big regions of the world where there is a lot of trouble or a lot of potential for trouble.
I want to ask you about two of your positions, and correct me if they're not your positions, but I think I'm right in saying that you draw a distinction between the merits of Russia's invasion of Ukraine as opposed to China's potential invasion and takeover of Taiwan. In the case of Taiwan, you think America should intervene. But in the case
I'm
of
looking to see
Ukraine,
if we have
you don't
anything
think
about
America
Trump.
should be
Y'all
getting
hit the
involved.
like button.
What is the ideological difference here for those who are watching from the sidelines and thinking, well, hang on, aren't they pretty similar scenarios?
Well, Piers, it's not so much an ideological argument that I have regarding the two wars or two crises. It has more to do with my realist worldview. I think in the case of Ukraine, it was NATO expansion eastward and the attempt to make Ukraine a Western bulwark on Russia's borders that forced Putin to launch a preventive war in February of 2022. I don't think that Putin was an imperialist and was bent on conquering all of Ukraine and then going into Eastern Europe. I think he was reacting mainly to NATO expansion.
I think with regard to East Asia, it's a very different story. China is a peer competitor of the United States. And from China's point of view, it makes eminently good sense to try to dominate East Asia, or Asia more generally, the way the United States dominates the Western Hemisphere. And in the American case, we have a vested interest in making sure that China does not dominate Asia. We're going to go to great lengths to contain China the same way we attempted to contain the Soviet Union during the Cold War. So you have an old-fashioned security competition in East Asia involving one state pursuing regional hegemony and another state trying to prevent that. And that's a fundamentally different situation than the one you see in Ukraine.
I mean, it is if you take your interpretation of Putin's motivation. I would take issue with that because I think Putin is a former KGB guy who never thought the Soviet Union should be broken up. He would love to restore it as much as he could. He sees himself as a kind of modern-day czar. I think he has an extraordinary disregard for human life. I think he's become a sort of mafia boss running a gangster country. And I think he just took his opportunity to illegally invade a sovereign democratic country, whether he likes it or not. That's what Ukraine is. And if the West allows him to get away with this, I would not be remotely confident that he would not want to then stomp his way through into other countries. Why are you confident he wouldn't want to do that?
Well, you raise a lot of different issues. And let's first go to the whole subject of what his motivation was for invading Ukraine. My argument, as I said, was that he was prompted by NATO expansion, and this was a preventive war to stop Ukraine from joining NATO. Your argument is that he's basically an imperialist, that he's bent on conquering all of Ukraine, and then when he's finished conquering Ukraine, what he's going to do is move into Eastern Europe, and he's going to, if not restore something that looks like the Soviet Union, he's going to create a greater Russia coupled to a Russian empire. I think that's your view, which is, of course, fundamentally different than mine. My argument is that there is no evidence to support your view. I do not think you can point to anything that Putin said or anything that Putin wrote that indicated that he was interested in conquering all of Ukraine.
Why would you believe it?
That he was interested...
with respect, though, Professor, why would you believe Vladimir Putin if he told you what the weather was?
Putin gonna release that other picture.
Liar. I judge people by their actions. All I'm seeing is a Russian dictator illegally invading a sovereign democratic country and seizing large chunks of it, causing absolute mayhem. And I see, to my surprise, a lot of American commentators, particularly on the conservative side, who seem fairly relaxed about letting Putin keep the land he's stolen. And that would never have happened in conservative circles 30 years ago. I'm kind of mystified why you would allow Putin to win.
Well, allowing Putin to win, let's just put that aside for a second. The point is that I think there is no evidence to support your view that he was an imperialist. I don't think you or anyone else can point to evidence that he said he was interested in making Ukraine part of a greater Russia.
Well, he's on the record as saying that
he's
he
interested
thinks... Well, hang on. He's on the record as saying he thinks the breakup of the Soviet Union was a mistake.
Right, and he says that anybody who is interested in trying to recreate the Soviet Union doesn't have a brain in their head. He's made it perfectly clear that he's not trying to recreate the Soviet Union, even though he readily admits that he misses it.
Well, he invaded Georgia, he seized Crimea, he's now invaded Ukraine. How many more things does he have to do before the blinkers come off a bit, if you don't mind me being so impertinent?
No, but the question is, Piers, why did he invade Georgia, right? Why is he at war with Ukraine? And it all goes back to the April 2008 NATO summit in Bucharest, where NATO said that both Georgia and Ukraine would become a part of NATO. And unsurprisingly, a few months later, in August of 2008, the Georgia-Russia war broke out, and it was over this very issue. And in 2014, a major crisis broke out over Ukraine. And it was over this issue of NATO expansion and the efforts to make Ukraine a Western bulwark on Russia's borders. Putin made it clear in April 2008, and by the way, Putin was at the Bucharest summit, that this was an existential threat to Russia. And he said he would go to great lengths to prevent Ukraine from becoming part of NATO. And that's precisely what's happened.
Right, but the other way of looking at it is that he has behaved in exactly the way that cynics like me predicted he would behave, and that is actually the behavior of not somebody fearing NATO encroachment, but somebody who wants to just seize territory.
I would note to you that I argued in 1993 that Ukraine should keep its nuclear weapons because there was a serious possibility Russia might invade
right.
Ukraine.
And that was a catastrophic error to tell Ukraine to give them up.
That's correct. And I argued in 2014 in a famous article in Foreign Affairs that if we continue to pursue bringing Ukraine into NATO, the end result would be big trouble. I was interested both in 1993 and in 2014 in making sure that Russia did not invade Ukraine and Ukraine did not get wrecked. It was the West, it was the Western foreign policy establishment and the mainstream media that thought that it didn't matter what Putin said because we could shove NATO expansion into Ukraine down his throat. And that was a giant mistake on the part of the West. And the end result is that Putin responded, and he responded by invading Ukraine in 2022, and we now have this disastrous war.
Yeah, but I would argue you're putting a lot of good faith into Putin and taking him at his word. I would argue that what Putin has done in the last few years illustrates exactly why it was the correct decision to try and move countries like Ukraine into NATO, because they were always going to get attacked and invaded by Putin if he thought he could get away with it. And what concerns me now is I think he is going to get away with it.
Please double tap the face.
The American support, which is so absolutely crucial to Ukraine being able to hold.
Please double tap the face of your phone if you're listening. Hey, Reflections with Kimberly, how you doing? How you doing? Please double tap the face of your phone if you're listening in on your phone device. And if you're on your computers, hit the 3 dots at the top right corner and hit the like button for me, please. I'm only going to be here on this one for about 5 more minutes. And I have another live that's set up to right after this. Oh, I pray if it's whatever's going on, we're praying that it gets better for you. My goodness, a lot of people are going through right now. My.
Russia off, or even to prevail, is disappearing because the conservative right in America is putting huge pressure to stop any funding going to Ukraine, which again, I think is a real sea change in the conservative right's view of people like Vladimir Putin.
I think there's no question that it's quite surprising what's happened in terms of Republican support for Ukraine. I did not think this would happen. But the truth is, I don't think it matters anyway. I think that whether or not we had Western support, whether or not we gave Ukraine the $60 billion wouldn't matter. And in the end, Ukraine would lose. In fact, I would argue Ukraine has already lost. And the argument I would make is Ukraine has now lost 20+% of its territory. And we know from the counteroffensive last year that there's no way that Ukraine is going to take back that territory. So that territory is lost. The question is, what does the war look like going forward? My argument is that moving forward, Ukraine is going to lose more territory. More people are going to die. And the principal reason this is the case is that this is a war of attrition. And in a war of attrition, the balance of manpower, the balance of artillery, and the balance of air power all matter greatly. And if you look at all three of those balances, they are decisively decisively against Ukraine right now, and they only get worse with the passage of time. Just take artillery.
The truth is, if Ukraine had kept its nuclear weapons, I don't think Putin would have done this. And secondly, if Ukraine had been fast-tracked into NATO, I don't think Putin would have done this. He would not have attacked a NATO country, knowing that there is that agreement that if you attack one of them, they all attack you back. So in a way, it's chicken and the egg, isn't it? It's who you believe. You have you seem a firm conviction that we should take Vladimir Putin at his word. You've been criticised for this. You have a lot of supporters. You're extremely eminent in your field. I don't remotely suggest otherwise. But you've had people like the journalist and Pulitzer Prize-winning historian Anne Applebaum, who's accused you of being Putin's useful idiot. Her quote, not mine. I mean, how do you respond to people that see you like that?
Y'all want me to go ahead and stop here and give about 10-minute break and then start the other one? It's set. Or y'all want me to keep going for 10 minutes? What y'all want me to do? I have it set, I think, for 10.
So I often say when I was a little boy.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I think I have it. Hold on. Let me see. Let me double check that I have it set at 10:10. Do anybody see it? Do y'all see it? Kimberly girl, you been gone. It started clowning bad. I had to spend a hefty penny for a new device to keep my phone charged. Baby, when I tell you, I said, Lord, the Google Pixel. Oh, you want a break, please? Okay. Yeah, I just want to double check to make sure I have it set at 10:10. Yeah, I had to break down. I said, shoot, I need a what's that, Amazon? It says 10:10 on my end. Okay. Yeah. So yes, my phone, even if it's not charged, this device right here that I had to get, it got me right on together, but I had to pay for it. Anybody want to add it to what's that called, a Christmas wish list? Baby. So yeah, I took care of it. It was tripping. It was trying to clown me. So yeah, I have one set at 10:10. Y'all, we will be back at 10:10. I'm not going nowhere. My phone is set up. It's charging on the new device. Okay. And I got the next one set at 10 where we can ram in on Trump. But the baby girl Melodee Buzzard, who's been missing since late September, early October, was found. Her mom was charged. She has been unalived, and her mom put a gun and shot her, in the head several times. Lord, bless the children. God bless the children. And the guy that we just saw the other day, what's his name? Russell Brand. With our girl Candace, I knew it didn't sit right. He has been recharged, 2 additional more charges. But this is the first time I have seen a SAR apologize and ask God for forgiveness and healing for the victims. That kind of humbled me, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie, because I was going in on it. But I have to acknowledge he is the first one that I have seen that has taken any form of ownership and who has also asked God for healing for the victims. I don't want to say it's commendable because he is a SAR. However, at any time God forgives, we got to back up. and let God do what God gonna do. Amen. Yeah, I'm gonna come back at I'm not gonna do nothing but go get some water, and it's set for 10:10. Okay, I'll be back.